We aren't just observing the sky anymore. We're putting our stamp on it. For the family. For the future. This is Pseudo Killers. Yo, step into the theater where the optics are clinical. Reaching for the stars, yeah, we hitting the pinnacle. Newton laid the floor, but we're building the frame. Mapping out the heavens, giving clusters a name. Look up at Orion, see the dust and the glow. That's Bobby's nebula, let the whole world know. Methodological, yeah, we keep the mind sharp. Playing cosmic strings like a gravitational harp. We're the space age applicants, eyes on the scope, trading pseudoscience for the logic and the hope. Pseudo killers in the building, clinical with the flow. If it ain't measurable, then it's gotta go. Check the globular cluster, then stars in the mob. In the PK catalog, we call it Mac Crop. See the hard nebula, that's Juju with the light. Star forming regions, burning holes through the night. We're reclaiming the sky, one coordinate at a time. Applying the method, yeah, the reason and the rhyme. From a silver cyber down to the crab supernova. The era of the scammers and the myths, yeah, it's over. We're the space age applicants, eyes on the soul, trading pseudoscience for the logic and the hope. Pseudo killers in the building, clinical with the flow. If it ain't measurable, then it's gotta go, gotta go. It's more than a telescope. It's a legacy. The galaxy and beyond, Anthony, Bobby, Mac, and the whole family. We got a stamp on the universe.
What's your ideology? Seems to be the question round here lately. Every discussion rooted in blackology, fueled by the lack of integrity. Case in point, the so-called strategy, misleading the people, high-level foolery, smash, come of us, king's monologue. It must be a conspiracy. Nostalgia got them stuck in the past. Always reliving history. Ask Dr. Ben and Clark. Say their names, here's our spark. All one big fantasy. Smoke and mirrors, only confusion, no clarity. The nigga bro, no crazy. Van Serma and Rashid. Now they teaching God energy, but that's another story. Reggie out here seeking glory. For him it's about his legacy. Highest little movement ended prematurely. Reggie was denied his opportunity. He signed at the feet so surely. It was meant to be his destiny to the king of blackology. That's your ideology. Seems to be the question round here lately. Confirmation. tried to contest that affected him emotionally. Reggie came loaded with more pseudo-foolery. Yet another.
Yeah, that's how you have to do it. You have to, like, you feel me? Lower the volume on the song. You can't just stop it abruptly. I don't know. I just do that when I want to stop it in the middle. But before I get started, y'all see the title. I just want to go through some of the awesome shows that we have on the channel if people aren't familiar. So my background will change and you'll see the show. This is, the Space Show, formerly our Galaxy and Beyond with Anthony Bowman. You know, we got the Pseudo Killers. We got the Lab Show. You know, Cedric Smothers be hitting that up. We got Sunday School. You feel me? So we can get it in on Sundays. You know, it's a little play. You feel me? We got Mac Rob on the Lab Talk. Very informative show. Definitely trying to level the information on health in this community. Y'all know what that is. We got the Simeon Show. Humans Are Monkeys Show. No, just kidding. But Gullah definitely, he got the, well, I won't say the monopoly, but him and Mel are definitely on the subjects when it comes to human evolution, animal evolution, specifically on the taxonomy. I think people don't understand taxonomy. Gullah kills it in that category. He knows how to explain the nuances. Definitely a great addition. Sorry, my dog always want to start playing and nipping me when I'm doing something. Gotta stop, Yoshi. Yoshi, boy. Yoshi is a nuisance for real. You about to go in that kennel. What's the other one we got? We got Said Talk. You know, Said Talk been taking over the Pseudo Killer catalog, but we ain't mad. You feel me? Said Talk has been dealing with that Newton conversation for real. Again, breaking down the nuances and so forth. Some very good, some great information. So shout out for real to the Said Talk show. You feel me? Yeah. Don't worry about the background. It's Aunt Mildred and Yoshi going at it. But today, we finna get it in for the Pseudo Killer Hit Squad. Hit the button show. You feel me? You know what the Hit Squad is. I don't think we wanna pull a hit on nobody. I wanted to, but I'm gonna leave it alone. I got some great advice from my teammates, so I'm just gonna leave it alone. I think a more important and pressing conversation though is how can we get our community to have more interest in scientific things, scientific fields, topics on science, talking about science. Like, how do we? Hey, they say, hey, Aunt Mildred. How do we get the community more involved? So yeah, I definitely I only have the answers from my personal involvement, but you know, I don't know what them pseudo killers is. Everybody was like, hit the button, then nobody wants to be on the show. Ain't that crazy? They be setting me up, bro. They definitely be setting me up. But I'm gonna start playing more music. Gotta wait on some more pseudo killers to get up here because this is supposed to be a group discussion. I don't know what they're doing. Oh, I know what they're doing. I was told to shut up about Newton in the Discord. You always say it's what they be saying about us? We're an echo chamber. Y'all love to use that. We is far from an echo chamber, bro. We be battling it out till blood over these subjects. So I don't know where y'all get the echo chamber. Just because we don't believe in the pseudo stuff y'all be spewing, that dumb stuff. Yeah, that don't make us echo chambers. You feel me? We just don't agree with y'all and that dumb stuff. That don't mean we're echo chamber though, because we definitely not. Yeah, I'm finna spill the beans. So was like, we didn't talk about this for a whole month, and y'all still talking about it. Now him and God Killer in the Discord still arguing over the thing he tried to shut me up on earlier. See how that worked? Didn't work out too well for you. Yeah, they going at it. I was gonna put it up, but I don't think that would be fair. Hey, you gotta go to the kennel. You gotta go. You're embarrassing, bro. You don't do this stuff. Well, maybe a little bit off my. So yeah. I need y'all to go ahead and hit the panel. Let's get this conversation going. Let me see. So there goes the link. And yeah, let's get the conversation going. In the meantime, I'm just gonna put on some more music because it's supposed to be a group discussion. I don't know how y'all leaving me hanging like this. That's not cool at all. Shout out PKO Cedric. What up?
What it do? What it do? Good.
You got it for a minute.
What you say? Repeat that.
I'm fighting with my dog. You got it for a minute.
Yeah, today's a hit the button show, Pseudo Killers officials. The rest of the gang should be here shortly. They're rounding up their intellectual debate in the Discord. Let me just be politically correct. But what we're here to talk about today is how do we make science and scientific literacy popular? Personally, I think it is a conversation that we should have or can have, but I think I'd rather put my money where my mouth is, put in the work, and do exactly what it is I said I was going to do. And we're changing the level of discourse. We're talking about science in the community, and this is a natural progression. There are a lot of those who are engaging in the conversation from different aspects. But once you're in the conversation, you're in the matrix. First thing is going to be the cognitive dissonance, because a lot of the things we're talking about is actually new in the lexicon. I knew it would be a problem because whenever we're having these discussions, I'm seeing we're always having it at the level of the tools, the utilities. People fail to realize that when we talk about science, it's a specific way of thinking. It is a philosophical endeavor. It produces a product called science because what is this philosophical endeavor? To understand the natural world around us. It is a thinking thing. So that's the impetus of where all this started. And that's why my focus is on getting us to scientific literacy by means of having these conversations. These people that created and or produced this system, they're presented to us as if they're on this ivory tower. These superhumans that did not defecate, did not go to the bathroom, did not have problems. They're not human. It puts the science at a distance from those who need it most. So this whole endeavor was to humanize these people. They're human beings, flawed human beings. I talk about Kant and his pompous, arrogant attitude. He looked down on his fellow human beings because of his superior breeding. That's indicative of the time that we are living in, the Puritan age. Y'all watch the Bridgerton, don't pretend. Y'all, I know y'all watch the Bridgerton show, right? So this is the time period he's in. When we talk about Newton, Newton is such a pivotal figure because Newton laid the foundation for what became physics. We know how important physics is. It is the first step in understanding everything. He's a pivotal individual. His work was great. However, when we talk about the man and you look at what's going on, you say, damn, this man is the greatest scientist. Science does what it does. And all he was actually trying to do was prove his God. That's hilarious. It is. It's the humanization of this individual. Does that take away from the great work that he did? No. So when we're having these conversations, we need to have them holistic. In my Sunday show, I started the for last week talking about these bridge individuals because again, we're talking about an epistemic rupture. We are talking about the turmoil that existed in the world, the turmoil that existed in these people. You have the establishment losing its authority, and I think that's pivotal for us to continue to understand, right? Uh, so when you simplify the conversation in he was a this or he was a that, or have these rudimentary conversations of who was the first and who was the greatest, you're failing to understand anything about science. It's not a linear process. That's number one. It happened by means of serendipity. People weren't really trying to establish this thing called science. It wasn't a collective thing. Listen, we are going to do science. No, people were confronted with the fact that their epistemic regime was crumbling from under them. And in that process of scrambling, trying to figure out how to maintain some sense of direction, serendipitously, this thing evolves called science. And you see that it's an evolution. We see that it's not a singular point in time. We talk about three, and sometimes even 400 years of development if you take into consideration Karl Popper. Now, this exercise that we've been on is the reason y'all can follow this conversation so holistically. This, this is how you affect change. Don't talk about how we're gonna do it. Just get down, roll up your sleeves, and do it. What I do on a zero budget, literally a zero budget. It's pure passion. That passion came from being in an environment where the communication was poor. The level of understanding of the subject matter was null, zero. So here we are today. I'm going to continue to pound away at the pavement so that when I'm having these conversations using this type of vocabulary, everyone is right there. No one is missing a beat. No one is missing a beat. And the fact that no one is missing a beat says a lot about where we are. I understood what was necessary, rolled my sleeves up, and you start from scratch. It's going to take me maybe another 3 series, 6, 7 more episodes of series. I am not worried. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to get lost in barbershop level conversations. I am not reducing myself to arguing with individuals. I represent the change I want to see. I'm going to go through the hate. I'm going to go through the turmoil. But what you're seeing is presentations being put together to present people information holistically on the other channels. They're engaging with the dialogue. They have to engage with the terminology. The shift, the shift is undeniable. And with that shift, just like the epistemic rupture, comes the negativity. It is part and parcel of the package. With change comes chaos. We need to stay focused right where we are, in the middle of the chaos as the anchors. Why we are the anchors? We are the ones with sound reason and logic. We do not follow down rabbit holes and unnecessary convoluted conversations, which is only indicative of the ignorance that is around us. So we will stay marching forward. Call us elite, call us whatever you want, gatekeepers, it's all good. I've been a gatekeeper from day one because I stuck to my guns with regards to how I operate. I'm strict. I do not accept false claims. I do not go down rabbit holes. I don't care what I'm trying to say. No. Because everything you're trying to say has already been articulated, demonstrated for a good couple hundred years. I don't need you to make it up. When we move away from operating on these metrics, the old God, where we are allowed to philosophize and make things up. We sit on these panels, masturbating our intelligence and intellectualism to feel good about ourselves, and at the end of the day, have not produced nothing that helps our kids pass to the next level. We have not done nothing to stimulate their interest in the very subject matter that will save their lives, change the lives in our community. So I'm going to continue to beat the pavement. The pseudo killers ain't going nowhere. I'm pulling everybody with me on my back because I understand the mission and I believe in it. Everybody's here. We fight. We get down and dirty. We scratch. Because at the end of the day, when we step in front of you, we are not having discourse that waste your time. We produce thousands and thousands of dollars of educational material for free. You can either be here, get educated, or be somewhere else and waste your time. Grant, you got the floor, my brother.
Hey,
Juju, you're back.
yeah, can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think your point about this sort of diving and sort of delving, into sort of these conversations. We just got out of a very intense conversation, and I think here's where the example I think is important to understand. We're debating when a theory becomes a theory, correct? And you were using the example of Einstein. But it all breaks down for the person trying to use the idea that because the math in Einstein's theory worked, that every theory proposed that is that is ultimately proven through math is therefore an acceptable theory even before it becomes accepted. That working model can't be true, because if you take a scientific approach to it, you have to
Dead here. Sorry about that. Ken, kick dope.
What it do? What it do? What it do, man? We back in the building, man. Just here to, show some moral support. Pseudo killers for life. You know how it is. The haters gonna continue to try to replicate what we do, but they can't. You know what I'm saying? But I feel what you're saying, though, Sid, man. It's like we lay down these foundations for people. We've been doing it from day one. You know what I'm saying? We've been warning them about the pseudos in the vicinity. We've been warning them about the manipulation that's going on. You know what I'm saying? About the scamming that's going on. We told y'all about Reggie 4 years ago. I think I've been told y'all niggas about Reggie. I don't think I'm lying about that. Y'all can tell me if I'm lying. I've been told y'all about Reggie.
No doubt.
4 or 5 years ago. Thanksgiving Day, we surprised them. You know what I'm saying? We surprised Reggie with a pseudo killer package. Told that nigga he was scamming. You know what I'm saying? So don't get it twisted. We ain't never strayed away from our mission. We always been on point. We always been about the people. We always been about giving people the truth and the scientific literacy. So, it just, when somebody hating on us, I take that to the heart, because I know how honest we've been with everybody. I know that we've started careers. We've started YouTube careers. You know what I'm saying? We've given love to people. And so, hey, it is what it is. If you hate us now, you're going to get stumped out later. It is what it is.
Yeah, I'm a testament to what the pseudo killers represent, right? I got my own show on the platform as part of the team, but it is how things are supposed to do You earn that right by your hard work, by your dedication to a concept. And the concept is promoting scientific literacy in our community. And I use specific words because I understood what was happening. We are in the middle of our own epistemic rupture. The old God, the old way, is on its way out, and we are getting the pushback. But I keep saying, every word that we bring into the lexicon is absorbed. And there was a method to the madness. First, it was the slangs, and now it is the terminologies. Once you're in that arena, cognitive dissonance is the first thing. The hate is going to come. Then
Yeah,
you're going to go ahead.
when we started Pseudo Killers, we was kind of like the first ones that was like it was like no tolerance. Now the Amara Squad came and they laid the foundation. I ain't gonna bullshit you. Amara Squad came. They was like, yeah, we ain't playing around. We gonna knock out some of the elders or whatever. But when the Pseudo Killers came around, it was cutthroat. It was like, nah, we ain't taking nothing. No hostages. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
let me make this point.
go
We had a great example of it in the server. This how it worked.
ahead. You about to go to the surf.
Listen to what I'm saying, yo. I want y'all to recognize pseudos play the long game. I'll say this again. Pseudos play the long game. What's the long game? Hiding under their conversation is some kind of wild spook guard, some kind of something that they really believe in, yo. And they'll try every angle to verify that right in front of your face without you knowing it. Key point. I made a statement in the server. I said, just because we don't understand something today, talking about the scientific community, doesn't mean we won't figure it out later on. I said, what you never hear them say is, when we do figure it out, that it's not unnatural. What they do understand is whatever we figure out, we'll recognize that we didn't have enough information or the proper tools to recognize that it was a natural thing. That's what I said. We had a person in the server, I'm going to keep their name anonymous because what's in the server stays in the server, had an anonymous person, right, yelled out his mouth, I don't know that. I said, we do know that. And I gave an example of disease. I said, people used to think that it was bad air. It was a demon that made people sick, right?
Witchcraft.
I said, when they witchcraft, right? Right now, you go to the Amazon forest, people get sick, they think the other tribe is putting spells on them.
Right.
I said, bro, we understand enough about nature now to know that just because we don't understand something, when we do, we'll the reason we understand it because we figure out the natural phenomenon behind it. The nigga say, no. He said like Hoffman. The nigga say Hoffman. You know, this is another spooky nigga Hoffman. He's a scientist, right?
Hoffman, a good dude. But so look.
Whoa, no. But pseudo is taking a good dude. That's another thing pseudo do. Hold on, no.
Take a good dude. They try to run. Yeah,
don't break my thing, nigga.
Go ahead.
I'm saying pseudos will take good scientists' work and spook it out and pseudorize and mess it all up. That's another thing they do. So pay attention, yo. I learned valuable lessons now.
Frontier shit.
Pseudo play the long game. The next thing, a pseudo will take a credible scientist and spook out his work and use him. Now watch this. So we arguing over that now. Now, here's the initial argument that there's some underlying spooky cause to why something is occurring. I said, no, bro, we just don't understand it. Right? So y'all know what the conversation is right now. It's a debate over whether I can verify that when we don't know something, once we figure it out, we're going to know the natural cause to it, right? That's the argument, right? His thing is, no, it's not. I say, yo, you're an intelligent designer, so of course you're going to say, no, it's not. He moved it to Hoffman because consciousness, there's no verifiable thing right now, right? That's why he slid it to consciousness. And then he used Hoffman work wrong. He said, well, Hoffman has a scientific theory. Watch this. Connected to nature. I'm like, whoa. I said, he don't got a scientific theory. Yes, he do. Look right here. Now, mind you, I read the fucking abstract. And the abstract clearly says he used the word theory, but he's not using it as a scientific theory. See, I know this.
Hoffman, right? You're talking about Hoffman theory abstract, right? All right.
His abstract clearly shows, bro, that he's not really saying a scientific theory. He's not really saying that, bro.
Never,
But
never
this
that.
man, hold on. This man takes that and he slides it. It's called molten belly. Now he can't really support that position. So he slides it to Einstein.
Of course.
The most selective people. See, that's Sosa word. The most selective
Uh-huh.
right?
The highest
he
is the
slides
highest.
it to him.
The Mount
Watch this.
Rushmore of scientists.
Mount Rushmore, nigga. He slides to him and say, see, so you saying that Einstein didn't have a scientific theory, put it out there, and we was like, hold on, nigga, he don't got one. Watch this. We're saying in general. I said he don't got one until a motherfucking scientific community, you know, test it and run it. Oh, yes, you saying I have a theory. So now watch this. Now we gotta watch our words. I said, oh, we figured out. We say no, it's not an established. It has not been established in the community yet. There's certain processes go through, right? And so today, Sosa dive in because you know he got the super pseudo protection system going. Right?
He's trying to.
I'm gonna say his word.
He's a diplomat. Sosa
he's a
diplomat.
But
diplomat.
His role is essential, so we don't miss nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
fuck
dope.
with Sosa.
That shit's dope. Listen, trust me, yo, that's dope. Right? So watch this though. Me and Sosa get to going back and forth about something we actually fixed the day before. I'm thinking Sosa is privy to the conversation. He's actually not. So the pseudo got me and him arguing over some shit that we knew we wouldn't argue over whatever theory because it'd take us 2 minutes to figure it out. But there's an underlying ghost in the argument that Sosa don't know is there. I see the ghost.
He know it's there, but he don't know it's there. He know it's there, but he don't know it's there.
Yeah, but he making sure we'll miss something. He don't know that man Ron is fighting over the ghost. See, I know we fighting over the ghost. We was fighting over the ghost when niggas said that scientists don't know if they figure out something. So I never listen. I'm a pseudo killer nigga for real. So I never let the ghost leave my psyche because I say, nigga, I know you trying to get back to that ghost.
No, you trying to get to the ghost.
I know you trying to get back to that ghost. I'm gonna catch you when you do it again. Now everybody else forgetting about it, they forgot. This nigga trying to
got lost in it. We got a smoke grenade.
Y'all got caught into the conversation. Smoke grenade, lost into it. I'm like, nah. So come back up today, man. Sosa going back and forth. Sosa reads something. I say, yeah, I agree. I say, yo, but I say I wasn't agreeing with you, Sosa, because you was agreeing with the ghost that you did not know was there. He said, what? I said, yeah, Ron, no. Now, hold on, let me strike that for that. I say, yo. So I asked this person. I say, yo. I said, did you say Hoffman was a scientific theory? He wouldn't answer the question for like 35 minutes. Right? Then he finally answered it. Yeah. I say, there you go. See what I'm saying?
There it is. We did that yesterday, though. We did that yesterday.
Pseudos will hide the information. I'm going to finish with this. Let me finish. Pseudos will hide the ghosts and their information, use credible people and mess it up, have us arguing against each other. This is what actually happens in the community.
That's a good vaccine right there. Hold on, that's a good vaccine right there. I acknowledge that's a good vaccine right there. What you just said. Pseudos will hide the information.
I'm gonna show you how I go. Hold on, watch this, y'all. Tell me I'm lying. If I'm lying, tell me I'm lying. Reggie, he takes my presentation, right? He's hiding his pseudoisms in it. He hollers out African science. Smoke bomb now, right? He claims that I'm marginalizing indigenous people. I never did that. He takes it to another platform. They don't know that the pseudo is hiding in the bushes. They don't know it. They dive in the conversation, and now we're here arguing about Newton. You see how that person can do that? He has misrepresented my presentation. He has misrepresented the experts on the subject. It's the same old thing again. So I'm going to tell y'all like this. I'm going to shut the hell up. Be careful of the pseudos. They will have you arguing amongst each other about some shit you never did say because they got an agenda. What's the agenda? It's either the ghost or for them to support these pseudoisms. Let there be a lesson for the day.
Yeah,
I'm done.
Yeah. That's so true.
Yes, go ahead, my bad, Grant. You about to say something?
I don't know what everyone got a chance to hear. I cut out there. I'm sorry about that. I think it's one of the things, and kind of talking what Ankh was going over, that let's walk through the logic. And I think I want to make, I was attempting to share in the Discord is, at the moment that Einstein actually publishes, the math is wrong in many places. And matter of fact, if they were to run some of the simulations and the experiments on it, it would have been discredited immediately. And this is verified fact. In essence, it takes until 1915 when it's republished, and he gets additional help with the math. And then ultimately, the theory, ultimately is sound, but no one knows it's sound, correct? I'm sure Einstein and others are ecstatic. But if we use that methodology that says the math is sound, therefore all sound mathematical theories are right, then you would have a bunch of other theories that ultimately had sound math behind it that did not ultimately become accepted theories. And there's a whole host of those. Often people use this method of saying, well, Einstein was proven to have a theory prior to it being accepted. Therefore, all theories that have math behind it, therefore it should be a theory. That is just not how it worked. Correct. This is a survivorship fallacy, correct? All accepted theories work. Therefore, they were accepted theories before they were accepted. That's going to always happen. You just can't be a bad theory because you'll never become an accepted theory. Therefore, all accepted theories were true theories, but that doesn't mean all prior theories, correct, all other theories are right because the person who's presenting it feels confident in it. And yeah, you have to be careful of these sort of semantics that are happening whenever you get into these conversations. The reason we're all having a conversation about whether or not Newton is a scientist or not has nothing to do with their desire for Newton to really be a scientist. If Newton's a scientist, therefore the Africans are a scientist, correct? These are just all ways to slide the scale towards their belief systems. And yes, we all know that there is a colloquial way of thinking about Newton. Yes, but there is a methodological way of thinking about him, whether he fits within epistemic regime. And those are two separate different things. And one of the things I think people forget is that the reason the religious tend to win is because they are constantly on message. Whereas people on the side of intellectual pursuits often say, well, it's not that serious. It's not that serious. Well, it is pretty serious to the religious, correct? They don't care if they're right. They will be consistently going and hitting you with the same information every time they come on these streams. And it's important never give them any room, because ultimately all they will always do is come back to two things. Number one, it's either God did it, or number two, the Africans did it. And those are not acceptable answers if you don't have qualifiable evidence. And unfortunately, there is just zero to it. So I just want everyone to be aware that these are they're not being nice because they want you, correct? They're not being nice because they're nice people. They're being nice so they can trick you into believing that they're not going to flim-flam you into saying God did it or the Egyptians did it. So just be careful out there, guys.
Yeah, they don't have good faith arguments neither, yo. I have yet to see Sosa have a bad faith argument. He don't even argue from that position, yo. I ain't seen him do it. Yep. I ain't seen him do it, yo. Matter of fact, it's hard to find pseudo killers arguing just to hide a lie. You just said you got me, yo. I was wrong. But the lie through it? Nah, man. I don't say that's
Is
crazy.
that an apology?
Huh?
Is that an apology?
What? What?
Just being funny.
No, I don't got nothing to apologize for. That's why I had that screenshot from yesterday. I'm glad I had that from yesterday. Yes, sir.
I was
You was
just
on the show.
The last 30 minutes of the Discord conversation. I was just being petty and being funny.
Oh, no. I think yeah, me and Sosa were good on that. Yeah, Willie Rap was correct. It's that, but it's that ghost that was hiding in that joint hand, though.
Nah, man, you know what Sosa
I was
do,
fighting
though?
against the ghost.
You know what Sosa do, though? Sosa sometimes he gives life to the pseudo that don't leave the breath.
Are they snitching
You know what I'm
again?
saying?
Snitching on the third.
Nah,
I didn't even know he was in this. I didn't even know he was in this bitch. I
that snitching behind my back.
I
That's
didn't
even worse.
know you was in
That's even
the.
worse.
I didn't know you was in the interrogation room with us.
I know, right? Let me tell you what it is.
Yeah, the
You know, the
Confederate
thing
police
is,
and that. What
hold
Sosa do?
on,
Sosa
Duke.
do,
Nah,
Hold on, dude, cause we don't talk shit behind our niggas back. We talk shit to their
Nah.
face, unlike other niggas.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
that's
saying?
the
We talk
truth.
shit to their
That's the
face.
truth.
So the
That's
thing
the truth.
is, and I fuck with Sosa. I fuck with Sosa all day. But I
We
feel
all do.
and hold on, and I feel like what Sosa do is he try to be empathetic because he feel like he the human rights nigga. He the nigga that try to, you know what I'm saying?
I'm the
He try
human
to
rights
be
nigga.
yeah.
Damn.
You,
Aren't we all? I
He
thought
that
we all was.
he like my
he
nigga
that
chill.
super
He like chill.
disabled.
He a humanism. He a humanism type of nigga.
I thought we all was.
I ain't so
He
much
see the
a
good.
human. I ain't so much of a humanism type of nigga. You know what I'm saying? I be down to, I don't fuck with niggas all kind of way. You know what I'm saying?
He got that
So
super pseudo enabling
yeah,
thing going.
yeah,
I ain't got it in me. Yo.
he's
He better than me on that.
superhumanism. He humanism.
Definitely on Mount
So,
Olympus with that one. Yo. I can't do it.
So at the end of the day, he try to feel where niggas is coming from. But I be like, yo, Sosa, don't get lost in your humanism to where when a nigga trying to
Goats
fuck
in
with
there.
you, when a nigga really
Yeah.
trying to play you. You know what I'm saying? Because we'll sometimes fall into that. We'll be trying to think of the greater good, but a nigga really be playing with us. You know what I'm saying?
No. He
And I
don't trust
know,
nobody. No, he don't trust nobody,
nah,
kid.
he trusts,
No,
he
he
don't
don't trust us,
niggas.
which is fine. He tell you all the time, nigga, I don't trust none of y'all.
It ain't about that.
So he
It
gotta
ain't
say
about
what
that.
he
Say he
see.
don't
That's
trust
not what I'm
nobody
talking about.
all the time.
Sosa know what
He
I'm talking about.
He don't. I'm telling you, yo,
Sosa
you
know
think
what
it's
I'm
that.
talking about.
No, you
Nah,
think it's that. I'm telling you
listen.
that Sosa only gonna agree with
You
he
cut
see.
in on my bill.
No, I'm saying I use your advice though.
Yeah, you cutting on his bill. Look,
You
can't
cut it on my bill. Sosa know what the fuck I'm
ain't gonna
talking
be
about.
no
I don't really
Sosa
understand.
really trying to like give niggas a voice, but sometimes I feel like he get lost when the voice that he trying to give life to
Gotta hit the button
is
show.
using him as a pawn to get their bullshit across to the niggas that know they bullshitting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know if the people out there know what I'm talking about, but I know what I'm talking about. You know
Well,
what I'm saying? So, hey, I'm just saying, like, Sosa, man, like, stop playing, yo. You know when niggas is bullshitting. You know what I'm saying?
No person. You know
Like,
we trying to get monetized.
we ain't monetized yet.
Yeah,
Goddamn,
but
we get
still alive.
monetized, we
We
monetized.
never do.
Never get there.
Person.
You never get there with all the
When we get
snitching
there,
and
then
all
we
that.
Don't make me
oh,
kick
look,
you
when
off
we get to
the
that
panel.
point, then we stop cussing, but we ain't there
No,
yet. So
we
we
not
gonna do
Can't
what we
get there.
gonna
All the
do.
snitching and cussing. We ain't
Yeah,
never
don't make me kick you off the panel. But
Yeah.
for real,
Damn.
this is not
I'm
God
just
killer
saying,
and
yo. I'm just saying, like, so when we talking against the other
Tell me
cats
when
or
you
whatever
land.
across the land, you know what I'm saying? They trying to use that same shit against us.
I'm
You know
saying,
what I
but
mean?
Ken, I ain't listen. I'm team information, bro. Information gotta be at the forefront of it all, man.
Already.
So it's,
I'm with evidence.
it's a
I'm
matter
led
of
by the
integrity,
evidence.
bro. Yeah, you got it. You know what I mean?
I'm led by the
Matter of
evidence.
integrity.
So
Yeah.
I think Cedric had an article he wanted to share. Cedric, go do your thing. God killer, this ain't no
The set talks. Set talks.
No,
God
it's not set talks.
No, it's
Since God Killer was discussing that, and here, and the difference between a mathematical theorem, right, and how it's used versus what scientific laws are. Right now, scientific laws, they contain mathematical theorems, but they are supportive of actual data. You find these laws, you find these mathematics expressed in the experimentations, etc. Right now, a theorem is purely deductive.
Yeah.
It doesn't require experimentation. So there's where they hit you with the bait and switch. Because it's logical and rational doesn't necessarily make it factual and true. That's that Descartesian slip that they're trying to do, right? Because there's an abstract actuality, now we can propose anything. No, don't do that. Come on, guys. Let's get real. That's all I wanted to add.
Great point. Sosa.
So yeah, we just saying Sosa out here trying to say these pseudos. We got you though, Sosa.
I won't
we got a harness on you just in case you get too far out there. We gonna reel you back in. You know what I'm saying?
So you want to respond to
We
the
gonna reel you back in.
Respond. Hey, go ahead,
Man,
Sosa. Go ahead. Go ahead.
listen, man. This is verified. The information is accurate, bro. If I'm off track with some shit, like correct me in real time, bro. Don't let me go out there.
I mean,
and
as
say, "Yeah."
we all of us, if any of us is off track, correct us. We ain't none of us against reproach or damn correction or challenge. That's how we built this shit. That's how we gonna stay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Sosa
I'm just saying when a pseudo nigga, bona fide pseudo, come across with
I
some
just think
crazy shit,
I don't want to
go
expound on
down
that,
check
kid, because if I do, I bring that shit into the public like that. And not, you know what I'm saying? Like that's why I
I
ain't
understand.
speaking like
Yeah,
that.
we gonna keep that in the
Yeah.
join the Discord if you want to know the drama. Join the Discord.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Join the
Then
Discord
y'all
for the
can get
drama.
the drama. Y'all can get the real drama. You know what I'm saying? The real true Hollywood stories is in the Discord.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we gonna deal with everybody else on the other shit.
Keep the name anonymous. Keep the names anonymous.
Keep the names anonymous.
It ain't
You know what I'm
always
saying?
cute. It ain't always cute. But
Yeah,
no,
some real shit going on in that Discord, man. Y'all put the link in there, man.
Yeah,
Join
you
the
did it.
Discord.
but
Hey,
I
so you did that.
God, you gotta let. I do
Okay,
appreciate it.
I do
I'm
what?
saying y'all gotta let people get an edge in now. This ain't
Go ahead.
no God
Go
Gillis fellow takeover now. Drop both of y'all in the back real quick. I'm in
I knew
control.
you was. That's why I'm
You gonna put us in a bag? Nah,
Hell
you gave
yeah,
the wrong,
you know I married
the wrong person the keys.
Quick. If I do it to God Killer, you know I'm gonna do it to you. No, for real though. But no, shot. They said Kent is a shootout.
I'm pseudo now. Oh man.
Nah,
And
no.
I
You're
made it.
not saying you pseudo, but I do appreciate Sosa and Mel particularly because they'll definitely correct me. They'll give me some good insight. So I think that's good in a group where we can all correct each other and we all can appreciate correction, right? And you don't find that in too many groups or places. Well, you'll find them in academic and professional groups for sure, but in the community like this, where whatever goes, it's quite hard to keep a standard, and we definitely want to keep our standards to the highest level, right? And it's about integrity, and that's hard to come by. But if y'all want to say any final comments about this Newton conversation, what constitutes science, what's not, I want to move to our next topic about how we can help guide scientific interests in our communities, and
I want to say. I want to say my last comment.
y'all got it. Go ahead.
My
You wanna
last
start
comment.
killing?
I'm saying, yeah, that's that gold saying it again. That says pseudoism's hiding, right? That's what a certain dude who trying to get the come up, right? He focused in on Newton on purpose because he knew he couldn't handle a regular conversation, right? Like I said, this is very important. This is important. We was always given historical analysis about how science matured in Europe. The black algaes, right? You don't even know you're black algae sometimes. A black algaes in
funny.
them made them rise up when they heard the word Europeans in science, right? Because they believed that science was the white man's thing anyway. So our ancestors didn't have it. And so there's one person, very, very unstudied, because he's a damn Christian in damn
let's
self.
keep it 100, man.
He's a super Christian. Let me just finish what I'm saying. Let me finish what I'm saying. Nigga, everybody know I'm talking about motherfucking
Who you
Brass,
talking about?
nigga. But I don't want to say
you talking about
Brass name
Brad
right now.
Okay,
I don't want to say the nigga name right now.
No, we just said
let me make my point.
All right,
let me make my the nigga know.
You messy, Kemp.
We 100. We keep it 100 over here, the pseudo killers. We say what we talking about, and talk about what we saying.
The nigga know I'm talking about Brass, but I like to be slick with it and have fun with it. He know I'm talking about him, right?
Stay slick on him.
I'm just saying we keep it 100 over here, man.
But let me finish my point though. The thing that's important is he don't know about no damn science. What he did was heard a clip from Neil deGrasse Tyson, but he only heard 1 or 2 clips. He never heard the clip where Neil deGrasse Tyson keeps it historically accurate and says that very clearly that Newton is a natural philosopher, right?
You know
because
you're gonna have to produce that clip.
yeah, I got that clip. We ain't gonna do
All
it
right.
yet. I got a whole show dedicated to them
All
niggas
right, I'm just
on
saying, you know
purpose,
they're
right?
gonna come for you. Yeah,
Yeah, we could play it on this show. I think we should play it on this one right here. So I get
Go
done.
ahead,
Let's
do
play
your
it. Yeah,
thing.
we can play it.
And so listen what I'm saying. He says he's a natural philosopher because he studied nature. He said he wasn't a philosopher because he wasn't studying people, right? And the meaning of life with people. He gave you exactly what we was trying to say. So on the show with me, Sosa, and Brass, he brings his point a fucking again. And Sosa said, man, I don't give a fuck about that. Right?
Watch
I
out,
said,
language.
man, I don't have an issue. I thought I said
No,
no
we
one
ain't
has
we
an
ain't we
issue.
ain't monetized
We
yet.
say
Go
no
ahead.
one has an issue with it.
Cuss
Specifically,
all the
Sosa.
time, see what happens.
Specifically, Sosa says, wait a minute, they retrofit the word, meaning that you go back into time and you pick people who was doing work similar to a scientist and you give them that thing. That's not an issue. And I said, yeah, I agree with that. I said, I don't have a problem with that at all. I said, I don't got a problem with you calling him a scientist. What about Charles Darwin? I said, he's a naturalist. You can call him a scientist, right? I said, I don't have no problem with that. Not even a little bit. But guess what? The person who don't know science does have a problem.
Okay, so the thing is, shots to Brass and all, whatever. You know what I mean? I don't understand why they will be against us because when we first started, when we first engaged with them, we was all on the same side, which was scientific literacy and accurate information for the people, even when it came to Chef and Corey and all of them. So I don't understand where at a point where we became anything opposite of that. I thought we was all on the same side. But then it seems like it became them versus us or a them versus Unk thing. Now, if we all on the same side for accurate information, then let's be on that. Let's just do that. You feel me? That's where I'm at. Let's do that. We against the pseudos. But if we just against Unk or we just against the pseudo killers or we just against Sosa, then let's say that. Don't hide it. Be what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, you know what I mean? We talking about what Unc was just saying just now. Newton. Ain't no argument there, yo. Was he a scientist? Was he a natural philosopher? To me, he was both. I'm saying he was a natural philosopher all day. And if you want to call him a scientist, I'm not about to argue with you about that shit. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to leave it at that. But the bottom line is we talking about scientific literacy. We promoting science, and that's where it ends at for me. Y'all can take it from there.
Yeah, I'm gonna do two things. Shameless plug. As I said before, I'm gonna continue, and we're gonna continue to take the high road. So I just roam the YouTube streets. I see where misinformation is or where things need further clarification, and I produce a new show. So stay tuned to Sunday School, where we go into the second half of the bridge, where I clearly illustrate it is actually a bridge. Some people are at the beginning of the bridge, some people in the middle of the bridge, and some people are close at the end of the bridge. And by the time you're done with this exercise, you would have fully understand and put things in its proper context. Now, do you see the fact that we had doctors, professors like Dr. Hendricks on the show means that we are operating above the normal vocabulary, the normal everyday rhetoric, right? Again, we're not in a barber shop. We have never been over here. And this is the moment that we are distinguishing ourselves clearly. The conversation we are having over here are those that dive into these people. Why? Because we're dissecting a concept that you do not understand. Epistemic regimes. Which epistemic regime would you place him under? And the fact that we place him under the natural philosophers, clearly indicates under which epistemic regime he still felt. The whole thing about that epistemic rupture, the scientific revolution, is a nuanced discussion, and I'm going to continue to have it because I love it. It
But
allows
but
people.
even when you say that, we don't go against the barber shop. We don't go against the arts of cutting hair and doing hair.
That nigga
So
Of
stupid.
no,
course not.
hold on. Let me say this. We don't talk down on those that pursue a career of beautician and you know what I'm saying. Like we go to the barber shop every week. We do. We know that they keep it sharp. They make sure that we look beautiful for the ladies. You know what I'm saying, and handsome and all that shit. You know what I'm saying. So it's not a us against beauticians or us against barbers.
Even
It's
the
the
fact
it's
that
the
we have beauticians,
conversation.
yes,
It's the conversation that we're talking about. So either we're having a scientific conversation or we just talking this shit. We don't. Some people call it barbershop talk, but we're not talking about fuck the barbers. Let's get that.
Ken,
Let's get that
Ken,
straightened out.
Ken,
You know what I'm saying?
the fact that you have to point that out when I
Yeah, we talking
continue to
about.
illustrate the rhetoric,
Yeah,
barbershop
yeah.
rhetoric.
We just talking about.
Yeah,
It's not a barbershop. It's not a barbershop conversation at the end
it
of the day.
is
It's more
not.
technical. Some of the shit that we talk about as pseudo killers is more technical.
It
So
is.
it might not be for the barbershop. It might
Yeah,
be more for those more in-depth
academically inclined.
conversations
Yes. You
when
know
we
what?
talking to academics or we talking to interview. We talking about interviews with academia and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what we talking
I
about.
think the
But we by
level.
no means down talk or try to say that cutting hair or doing hair is some way makes you a less of a person.
Yeah, but
That
that's
ain't
how
that
they
ain't what we
that's how they
saying.
ran. No, but they ran that. Hey, Cedric, let me say this for you, Cedric. Cedric, you actually did a great job. I lie to you not, bro. This I ain't gonna lie to you. You like Kobe when he had them back-to-back 40-point games. He had about 10 straight. You got about 10 straight 40-point games. Let me tell you why. You repeatedly over and over again, you talked about the importance of the historical analysis. And the reason it was so important because people is thinking it's just knowledge, right? I can't believe that our ancestors, y'all saying they ain't had no knowledge. No, it was deeper than that. It was actually the way they thought about knowledge is what we're talking about. Those same people that say our ancestors never separated their magic and their spells from their signs. Okay, that's what Cedric is saying. That's all we're saying. That's why it's important in the historical analysis to talk about exactly what Newton was doing. What was he actually doing? What was his mind? His mind was steeped in natural philosophy. Well, why? Because he actually taught a course in it at Cambridge. He was a professor. Wait a minute. They didn't have a course entitled natural philosophy. He taught a course titled math. In those days, math, right, was synonymous or intertwined with natural philosophy. Now, he's one of the guys that completely separated, right? He's one of the ones that spearheaded separating from that. So that's why it's important to have the historical analysis so we can get the mindset of those people. Did I get your classes wrong, Cedric, or did I get it right? Go ahead, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate that analysis because that's the whole objective from the beginning. That's why I stayed right there, methodological naturalism, because it's going to force the conversation into the realm of philosophy. Now we understand this is about how you think, not necessarily what you were doing. What you were doing, right, based on the way you're thinking, is going to produce different results. You take the hammer with each one of those epochs, put a hammer in the individual hand, and what he's going to produce with that hammer is going to be significantly different in each one of those epistemic regimes. That's why I'm not talking about the tools. I am talking about the philosophical framework. Yesterday, we realized that even modern philosophy is a one-to-one relationship with science. So you're 100% accurate in your analysis of what this conversation has been about since its inception. With your initial program, it was about the thinking. scientific thinking, the development from 350,000 years ago. How did we develop this thought process? It was about the thinking. So we're now muddying the waters. Who's the best? And again, when I talk about, and I've illustrated it every time, the level of conversations that we're having, barbershop rhetoric. I never talked about diminishing a barber, but of course, if you want to digress the conversation to that, that is what a
But
title
check
expert
this.
would
But
do.
check this. The pseudo killer mission somewhat has been accomplished because the
Exactly.
conversation has migrated to the barbershop.
There you go.
So what we want is for everybody to have the conversations that we feel are important to humanity, whether it be in the barbershop, whether it be in the living room, whether it be in the classroom, whether it be with your homeboys or whatever. So we actually win at the end of the day because now everybody's talking about science.
Yeah.
When we first started, everybody was talking about dumb shit.
Virus is uploaded.
Hold on. When the pseudo killer first started, everybody was talking about dumb shit. Now everybody talking about what science mean. Now it might be a dumbass conversation because now we arguing about the definition of science while niggas is circumnavigating the motherfucking globe and goddamn and traveling across the moon, around the moon. But at the end of the day, at least they talking about it.
Objective
Yeah,
method.
so
I said that.
You know what I'm saying?
You're going to go
So
through the phases.
so at the end of the day, the mission is still being accomplished because now we talking about science, and that's what it's all about.
So what
Yeah,
we're
but we
experiencing is
ain't talking
exactly what
about and
you're going to
downgrading
experience.
other niggas though. That's what I don't like. We ain't talking about science and then turn down other people, yo. They talk about science and trying to tear us down, bro. That's what I don't like.
yeah, I
And
would
you know
just say
why they
like
tear us down? Because they're trying to hide their inadequacies. Go ahead, my fault. Go ahead.
that's okay.
I want to get on the
Go ahead,
next
bro.
topic soon. If y'all want to wrap it up,
Yeah,
we
I
said
mean,
we won't.
I think Grant was about to say something real quick.
I know. I'm gonna say this though because I clearly was told in the chat, don't.
That's
Shit,
next.
we
That's
talking
next.
about this for a month. Why we still talking about this? And here y'all go. Y'all still talking about it.
Cause
Nah, they
I'm talking
closing it
about it
out.
because them
We
niggas
closing
talking
it out.
about it. Because them niggas talking. I ain't gonna never
I'm
stop.
just
How about that?
saying. I
Go
think
ahead,
his
nigga. Go ahead
name
and
was
get it in.
Sosa.
Yeah, I ain't stopping. How about that?
Damn.
I'm started.
Okay.
I'm just getting into the conversation now.
Okay, well then y'all should have told me to do the title that, but we have a particular conversation I want to get on because I think
Okay.
that's
No, I agree.
No, we good, Jude. Just relax. Just relax.
I'm
This is
good.
totally relaxed. Sitting
so
down, I'm drinking a milkshake. I'm as relaxed as I can get. But I think that is fruitful for the community, particularly the children, or giving people something they can grasp and do this in their own communities. I think that's important. I think it's important for us to move from the YouTube into reality, everyday reality. That's what we will be.
All I'm saying, Jew, is the mission was accomplished, and that the pseudo killers got everybody
Let that
talking
man
about
talk,
science.
yo.
Hold on, the pseudo killers got everybody talking about science, and that's what the goal was. So,
Um,
boom. All right,
yeah,
go ahead, Grant.
no, I think the mission. Hold on, Grant. I think the mission will be accomplished when we're getting everybody to work in their
She said,
Go
community
ahead,
"Hold on,
Grant.
Grant."
and put forth these ideas. Okay, Grant, you got it.
no,
Sorry.
it's okay. No, it's perfect. Yeah, so I mean, I totally agree. I think you may like what I say here, Juju. I think it's a good segue into I think where you're trying to go.
Yeah.
I do think we're right in sort of not dismissing sort of barbershop. We're not saying that these are obviously unqualified individuals. I think we're just talking about it's sort of an avatar for the kinds of conversations, the sort of framing of how we think about the world as a community. And I do think that us trying to engage in a way that allows for us to have different ways of thinking about the world around us is important. And so I think most of us grew up in a world that was highly myth-laden, correct? And so you would show up to the barbershop or even show up to your churches or show up to family events. And a lot of things that we all heard we all now look back and go, who would ever think that these things were insane? But they were part of our teachings and our learnings at the time. So I don't think there's anything wrong for us critiquing the systems that we were given, like the barbershop. But I do think as we think about what it looks like going forward, I do think we need to be reasonable in our critiques, but also provide a framework for everyone to begin talking about things beyond just whether or not what science is or isn't. Correct. I think those conversations could certainly be laid to rest.
I don't think it's ever going to be laid to rest, but I think we can definitely
move on.
Evolve it. I don't think people are going to quite move on from it. Not just yet. I think it's
not me. Yeah, not me. I got 10 shows set up. Not me. Go ahead.
But I think we can have some. We can caveat onto different subjects that is focused around that centered conversation, right? I'm going to segue on the topic we have at hand, and I think most people in Pseudo Killers is very aware of some of the work that I particularly am doing, and this is no way to showboat at all. But if I can show what I'm doing with the time that I'm doing it in and how
you supposed to do that. You supposed to do that about an hour ago, Juju.
But
you supposed to do that while we was waiting, while we was arguing in the Discord. We supposed to do that already.
And y'all, I'm doing it. I'm gonna do it now. Can't stand
y'all.
Do
it now after we done already done finished up.
I'm just getting revved up too. I was just getting revved up.
Unk in the back. Y'all is just so disruptive. I wouldn't be able to have been in class with you two. I will say that. I'd have been telling the principal on you for real. I'd be like, yo, you gotta me.
Nah, but look, much respect to what you do in the community, because a lot of people don't know. They talk shit about Juju, and they say what they gonna talk about her and all that. But y'all don't know, Juju actually out here damn like really care about people, man. She really got empathetic. She really got empathy for people out here in the world. You know what I'm saying? And looking out for people out of the continent of Africa, along with the United States and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Juju. Tell them what you're doing, man.
Yeah, so I guess I'm just gonna do it this one time.
And Juju got everything going. I've been knowing it for years. From day one I met her ass, she been doing this. This ain't new to her. She true to this. I'm done.
Yeah. So my current endeavors is the one on the screen, is sacrificing, believing, and manifesting. So because I feel a certain way, I do not X out organizations who may be church-based or religious-based. That's a faulty type of thinking. If they're doing the necessary work, then I'm going to be part of that. And I'm never the leader. I am a worker. I am always in the background. I think people think I like to be in the control, and that's absolutely not. I have an entity called background noise, and it's exactly because I'm in the background doing work. So you may never see me sacrificing, believing, and manifesting our leaders. This is our leaders, Dr. Sadie McConnor. She does have a doctorate. What does she have a doctorate in, Zaylee? Do you remember? But she worked at Kaiser, and now she's just at Bethune-Cookman University, a historical HBCU. Here are the other board of directors in that organization, and of course I'm a board of director of that organization. Okay, representing for Pseudo Killers and advocating for science. So usually when we do these two conferences, which is Mashana and Muvlana, those are Swahili words. One means girl, one means boys. Okay, so we do the Mashana conference and the Muvlana conference. I think we're going to be putting it together, but we have a conference every year for the boys and the girls where they come and hear different topics. We have some interactive stuff going on. hopefully I'm trying to get it where we make it more of a rites of passage for the young ladies, but I do work with the board and a committee. So, that may come later. That's one of the things. The second thing that I am working with is, so we do those conferences once a year, okay? So we may plan it 6 months ahead of time, just so you're aware. The other one that I work on is Mr. and Mrs. Mentoring. And I'm going to show you the Facebook because I think it has more of the current stuff we're doing. But Mr. and Miss Mentoring, we also have a website. A website is pretty phenomenal. Yeah. If you can see it, yeah, you can see it. Okay, let me see. Let me see. There we go. So that's one of the events that we did for the kids, and it was Monster Jam. They got to go to a Monster Jam free of charge. That's me right there, by the way. This is at Brown & Brown. It's an insurance company, and this is a board game on scientific literacy. I actually have a copy of it in my home, but every summer we do a literacy program. So this literacy program is / planning for the future and teaching the basics of scientific literacy. This was, I'm sorry, this was not at Brown & Brown. This was at the News Journal. So the News Journal is like an auditorium, but all the like audio classes for the State College are held in this room, the theater program. So, it was very interactive and the kids had a great time. Yeah, and they won money because this game teaches how to do stocks. Yeah, so this is some of the many activities we do. Right now, we are working on our, CRT. It's the esports. All this stuff was donated. The room looks nothing like this. It looks like a professional grade esports. So now we have a team. Those kids, if they win and they win money, that money will go to scholarships and different things like that for school. I can go on and on. My particular role is that I do mentoring and tutoring. When I do mentoring and tutoring, I focus on scientific literacy and life skills. I have started my own curriculum called Bridge Builders, and it's the help of AI, of course, but I provide curriculum to this after-school program, and hopefully I can provide this curriculum. We are at a vocational school right now, and they're watching somebody do auto body painting. I chaperoned that day. But hopefully I'll be able to sell that curriculum to other after-school programs in Volusia County. Bridge Builders, I don't know if I have it. Let me see if I can go to it. Basically, so the worksheets build like
Talk that shit, man.
Yeah, but be like build a tower, but they have limited materials like straws and some masking tape. And they would have to build a tower, right? And then they would have to talk about the construction of the tower, right? So not only are they learning like basic structural skills, engineering and things like that, but they're doing it in groups. So now they have to learn how to communicate. They have to learn how to advocate leaderships or different positions to different people, So, and it's not easy. It's not easy for adults, and it's definitely not easy for children. I deal with elementary to high school. The groups of kids I have are not particularly all high school. They're elementary to high school. So imagine doing a project that's both beneficial to a 3rd grader and a 12th grader. And so that's where I have to find a medium. I don't know why I won't go that way. Yeah, so that's the basics of what I'm doing. This is Munster Jam. We did a little talk with them before we went. You know, sometimes I always have savory children. You know, when I want their attention is when I say 1, 2, 3, you clap. You know, and just some things I had to learn over time. We did a Youth Matters banquet. I think this is what this is getting into. And I was elected as this year's Role Model of the Year, which I got a plaque and a medal. And that was an amazing accomplishment. I was not expecting it. Of course, Mildred was there to witness, and my adopted daughter Zaylee and her friend, and you know, it really brought me to tears that people recognize you for the work you're doing in the background when nobody sees you. You know, yeah. So when I'm doing mentoring, I'm doing it for 2 hours a day on Tuesdays and Thursdays, right? 2 hours a day for Tuesdays and Thursdays, you can make an impact, you know? No, what about him right here? Just showing all the things we learned. Class, they learn music. No longer with us, but they were learning music. To do physical activity. This is one of the projects from Bridge Builders we were working on. They have worksheets. You have to work in groups. Yeah, all year round. So that's just a little bit about what we do. No, what about him? That's just a little bit about what we do that I wanted to share. So, and that's 2 of the nonprofits I work with now, and that doesn't include what we're doing in Gambia. My houses are still being built. I have bought furniture. Yeah, it's a tedious endeavor. I'll bore y'all with that next time on what the Airbnb and how that's going to feed back into Gay and Jaro Skills Academy, some of those profits. Yeah, but thanks for your time. You know, 2 hours, 2 days a week. That's all it takes to affect a child's life, to affect reading. I have one little guy named Zion. He wasn't on the level. We read, you know, 15 to 30 minutes a day. 30 minutes is pushing it, but I'm also trying to have them to formulate a type of discipline, right? They'll be able to sit through long classes. They'll be able to stay attentive. And yes, they're children, but we practice now. We don't wait, right? His reading level has definitely improved greatly just for those 2 days a week and 2 hours a day. And we only do it for 15 minutes in those 2 days. And his reading has improved greatly. So imagine if he practiced reading every day for 15 minutes, right? So yeah, it's little stuff like that. I'm done. But now we can get more on the conversation of how can we affect positive thinking, scientific thinking in our communities. Yeah. Go ahead,
Yeah, back to them coons from the moon that came to earth, you saying. They reside in the barbershops around America with the fake doctrine and the corny information. Back to them again.
I know you're not.
No, I'm joking. Nah, go ahead, I'm playing.
But I want you to go ahead because you've done.
Maybe it's not overly apparent, but let me just state it for the.
Nah, I know what you're about to say, Juju. Hold on, Cedric, real quick. Yeah, so pencil me in on conscious ingenuity. Push me into that, right?
Yeah.
All right, we got a few papers, another paper's coming out. It's gonna be in the Authentic Journal, and the work is serious. STEM camps last 2 years, and big up to Dr. Oya Mayat. She's the leader of the program. Appreciate her, right? That program has allowed me to go to certain universities and have conversations with truly beautiful, intelligent Black males and Black females, right? So our future is bright. If you just look on YouTube with a whole bunch of the idiot teenagers, then we're not going to go with them. We're never picking the idiots. We're going to pick the ones who strive for excellence, right? And just because you may not be excellent now doesn't mean you're not going to be excellent later. Let's get that straight. Let's not get my words confused, right? You're an idiot if you're claiming to be a youngster and you got the information, but you slap pseudo and you're sticking your chest out. Then we don't respect that. We respect the young adults that recognize that they can be wrong at times and ready to be nurtured and taught good quality information. That's what I'm talking about. So we're in good hands, right? Big up to Dr. Oya Mayat to get me in front of these students, right? I had to shape up my presentations. The same critique that I may give others is the same critique that I myself was given. And she wasn't cutting no cards. She wasn't trying to save my feelings. She'd be like, yo, take that trash down. You got too many words in it. That's not weight. Stop saying can't say don't do it, bro. Right? And I couldn't go in there and make that mistake. So I couldn't do it. When I talked to her department heads, they was like, no, bro, you can't. The email.
Yeah, so bottom line is Sosa out here saving these pseudos.
Hold on for a minute. The email.
Let's not mess
had a mistake. Had a mistake in the email. The email said something about Black atheists. Be like, no, we don't promote religion in the college, and we don't promote atheism. Keeping it out like there was a mistake.
I was just trying to fill in the dead air.
That's a
Ain't
mistake.
nobody
That can't be
talking.
made. I'm not talking.
Yeah, you don't hear him, Kent? Unc is talking.
I can hear him. I can hear him.
No, I can't hear him.
You got to go back in and come back.
My point is, that same toughness that Dr. Mayat, Dr. Bailey, forced me, right, is what we do over here. So we don't got time playing games because it's serious work. The work we do translates into helping people that are like me and you, help marginalized kids, period, regardless of how they look like. Right. The program is serious. This is not a game for us, man. That's why I take it so serious, because for everybody else, it's about the views and the YouTube monies. It ain't never been about that for me. And I can safely say that I volunteered this for the last 20 years, man. Yeah. And I appreciate the intelligent people that gravitate, right? Sister Juju, she never gave a damn about none of it. It was always about the babies and the children. Yeah. It was always about big up the chill and Ladocia. Yeah. They went to Africa, bro. They went to Gambia. They went to different countries spreading the message of scientific literacy. Like this ain't the stage joke. Big up to the masters to put books in Africa, whether you like the books or not.
Yeah, Ladocia
right? So we never planned. Yeah, we never
library in that school.
Correct. Yeah. So we never planned. Y'all playing. See, I'm not playing.
Warrior Clan books in that school. I'm just saying.
Not playing. See, everybody else is playing. I'm playing for keeps. See, that's the difference. I'm playing for keeps. That's why I'm going to stay on y'all ass. That's why I ain't never stopping. See? So crack a joke. The joke won't get a response. Now, Kent might not do it. But as for me, bro, I don't appreciate my name being thrown around with foolery. I got grade age college students that I have conversations with, and I ain't got to fight them half to death. They don't fight through their ignorance. What are you saying, brother? I'm saying this, right? I say, go talk to your biology professor, see what that is. They come back and say, yeah, you was right based off of this. And we have a great conversation. I have a problem with people hiding that ghost in the material. Right. I'm going to end with that, bro. That's what we doing. I play for keeps.
One more thing I think is important to highlight, that we had a joint endeavor with Dr. Mayat and some of her students, and then some of, some younger kids that she thought would benefit, but Pseudo Killers was able to donate some VIP tickets to those students, and they came with us to see Neil deGrasse Tyson. I think one of the youngest in the bunch actually got to ask a great question to Neil deGrasse Tyson. So, you know, that's definitely an
What was he,
experience.
12? How old was he? 10, 11? How old was he?
He was like 12 or something like that.
Damn, I forgot all about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Taking students, college students and young students to see Neil deGrasse Tyson to sit in the damn front row. How about that? Front
Yeah.
row, not the back row, not the
We
side
like in
row.
row 3. We was in the 3rd row because you was in the 4th row. And VIP was like the first 3
Yeah, I
rows.
moved because Chill ass is like 6'9". I had to move. I had to 6'9". I had to get my own. Big up to all the pseudo killers that went to that event. That was a great event.
Yeah.
Everybody had a ticket, right? Everybody in the
Yeah.
pseudo killers was gifted a ticket from our
Mhm.
lovely donator. I'm not gonna say who the donator is.
Yeah, please don't.
She know who the hell she is.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, man, like that's what we doing. That was a real thing. And to get to and to get to ask that man a question, that man said, "Oh, the community of skeptics. The community of skeptics. Yeah, I know that."
Where's your question? You don't have like a recording of that?
I got it, but you cut the damn question off, or you cut the answer off. You got the question, but you cut the daggone answer. Well, the answer was like he gave us like damn near 25 minutes.
Maybe
He
there
said, "I'm
was
gonna
a
say that."
piece of it. I think I stopped and started again.
Did you? I need another piece. I need that because he actually said, "You know what? That's a damn great question." So that's a great question right there. I'm gonna say that to the
Just
end.
play the part you got. You don't want to play the part you got.
Yeah, I'm on my phone. I'm on my cell phone, driving down the street. I ain't got.
Let me see.
I'm going to go to work.
Let me
You
see if
might
I
got
can
it.
find it. When did we do that last February, right?
Yeah.
February.
Was it February? Yeah.
Or November. It's November.
Yeah.
Jeez, I'm tripping.
We even had tickets.
What?
For the haters. We even had tickets for the haters. They ain't show. Think about that for a minute. Think it through.
You funny. I cannot deal with you.
Yeah, I'm just the truth. Just want me to say, yo, we ain't hating that bad, huh?
I'm with you.
Yeah, I ain't good at holding my tongue, yo. I can't do it, yo, because I never do other people like that. But I always get that's all right though.
November. Mildred came on the trip.
Oh, now Mildred, my favorite, yo.
Let me see if I can find this, because it would be like
Dennis was spectacular.
What dinner?
I said dinners. I mean dinners.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Let me see.
It sounds like it. You ain't sharing your screen.
Give me the skeptics. Cool. Let me see. Let me try to do this too.
Yeah, that's it. Share the screen.
Yeah, I didn't get it all. I'm so sorry. You should have called the Lyric to see if there's a copy of the show that we can get. I'm sure there's some type of transcript of the show. I'm gonna try to play it for you. Give me a moment. It's preparing a file. I'm gonna try to upload both because one is 1850 and yours is 34. So ask the question. I think I stopped it and started again. So y'all can continue, and when I can get that right, maybe I can play that for you. The question that Ankh asked and Neil deGrasse Tyson definitely liked that question. It was the last question, and he took a great deal of time to respond. So it was nothing light. Right?
Yeah, he made it last. He said, "I'm gonna say that for last."
Yeah, he did make it last. I think somebody else.
That's a great one. I'm gonna say that one for last.
Stefan said he didn't get no ticket. I'm sorry.
Who said they ain't get no ticket?
It was a pseudo killer special.
Yeah, pseudo killer special.
A pseudo killer for real. Yeah. It was a pseudo killer special. Anybody else on how we can get science within the communities or any work that's being done? That you know of, even if it's not you. but some work that you know in your community that's being done.
Yeah, it's so funny as hell. He's like, God damn, I'm doing all the.
Okay, y'all can go back and talk about Newton.
Okay.
I'm gonna just say this: there's a method to the madness. If everybody sees these things are set out, what I'm doing in set talks is set out in series, 6, 7 episodes each, because I'm setting down a pedagogic program. It's digital now, but it's going to be something else later. There's a method to my madness. Like Unc says, I don't just jump up here. You watch these presentations I do, they seem flawless, and that this is information that I have. It's nothing new for me. However, it takes some time to put these stuff together. So I don't just jump up here for the fun of it. This has a bigger purpose, a larger concept. You see, when I say people are in the lab, in academia we call this case study materials. So I preach methodological naturalism as the foundation of scientific literacy. So what you're seeing in real time, is the development of a program. This is a pedagogic endeavor. I have a pedagogic PhD from the Netherlands, my best friend, that is guiding, orchestrating everything. There is nothing random to anything that I do. Nothing. Stay tuned.
Yeah, it ain't off the top of the head like that, yo. You said I'm just saying, yo, you on about 8 straight 40-point games, yo.
So, I mean, I think there's a great. I mean, obviously, a great program. You know, you're part of. I had a chance to go look at the website and some of the other information. It's quite impressive. I'm lucky enough to come from a family of educators, so I've seen sort of the progress can be made. You know, when you serve, largely Black and African American communities.
Right.
And I think one of the things that at least in my experience has, what I saw as a difference, at least anecdotally, is and my grandmother was one of the most peaceful people I've ever had a chance to know in my life. She was an extraordinary person. But one of the things beyond just sort of the instructions that she in the curriculum that she provided, and then subsequently my mother, was a notion of how do you create a peaceful environment? How do you reduce the sort of turn down the heat, correct? And how do you sort of reinforce? And I think a lot of people are doing that, and I can see that's happening within Juju's program as well. Is like not only just providing the information, but providing an environment that is sort of unlocking this sort of removing this sort of fear-based sort of thing, correct? A lot of these kids are coming from areas and then in communities that may not be what we would consider sort of places of thriving, correct? And so they're walking in with anxieties. And if we're yelling at them, like, why aren't you doing this? Do it right. And I'm not saying anyone's doing that or doing it on purpose, but often we forget that we have to think about the underlying sort of psychology that's happening with these young people, because often they're wanting to learn, but it makes it harder when they're sort of in that fight or flight mode, just coming out of those environments. And so I do think it's part of the ecosystem is saying, as we engage in these things, and sort of trying to sort of reshape the minds of young Black Americans, is like, how do we sort of come up with a way that's like all of us are conscious of our own behaviors as adults, and sort of how we set the table for them going forward. Because I do think that played a great role in many of the students that ended up thriving out of the sort of the schooling that they received from my grandmother and my mom. And so I do think that's something that I do see a lot of people doing, but I also think it's something I'm constantly conscious of and try to reiterate with others, because I do think it is a critical point of giving these kids a better opportunity of thriving later in life.
Facts. I'm gonna say one way we can help. I'm gonna be sarcastic a little bit because I'm responding to a comment I keep seeing by the most ignorant people, and I'm a little tired of it. Right? I used to talk like a straight Valley girl when I was a child, and it was because of the demographic that I lived in. Ormond Beach is a beachfront community.
Used
Everybody
to.
drive Porsches or Mercedes, and they surf and beach all day long because they come from old money and they can afford to do that. I was just privileged enough to be close to that and to reap some of those benefits without having that money, right? But let me tell you, like articulating well, speaking well will open doors for you that you would never thought it could open. So to always sit in our chat and talk about who is this white guy speaking, so what? If he was white, we wouldn't care as long as they're saying some factual stuff. So I wish you would take your ignorant behind.
Valley girl, you still sound like a Valley girl, Juju.
Because we don't give a damn if they white, if they black, if they Asian. Science is a human endeavor. So if we're gonna sit around and say that, we have to be an inclusive group. Get your dumb ass on, for real. You're getting on my nerves with that.
Who said that? Who keeps saying that? But so you used the white person for a while. She sound white. Okay, I didn't even know. I thought it was just speaking correct English. My
It's
fault.
just rude as hell, you know. To think that my grandmother took her time to make sure that I articulate properly.
Right.
I didn't walk around saying ain't and stuff like that. Like my grandma would not let me say ain't if my life depended on it. And
Ain't no cheeseburgers.
I couldn't say ain't nothing, okay? I couldn't do none of those things. So it was very, I understand that it was very racist, but I also get from the other people, oh my God, you talk so well. Like it was shocking. Like that's equally annoying, right? But it works. Like, you know, when I was in Jacksonville in high school, predominantly black school, I got to be the spokesperson for DARE. I get to get out of classes, riding around with a cop to go to elementary schools to talk about, you know, why you shouldn't do drugs. And the way I carried myself and how I could pronunciate made me a great communicator for that time. And it helped me escape my reality. We were dirt poor. I had it hard, you know? So yeah, you gotta stop that BS, bro. For real.
You can make money off the way you say your words too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speak it. Yeah.
You know, I used to tell people, like, you know, I may speak proper, but I'll still whip your, like, that used to be my thing because people used to try me and I couldn't stand it. But I used to like the fight a little bit too. So you can't, like, I ain't start none, but ain't gonna be none either. But you gotta stop that, Judah.
Why do you know what's funny? When you speak correct English, right? And you should speak to where, you know, everybody can understand what you're saying. And, you know, so I always figured that I could whine. I always said, you know, waddle with bums and dine with kings, meaning depending on where I'm at, if I'm in the hood, right, it's a certain conversation, right? If I'm in a barbershop, right, there's a certain type of conversation. And if I'm on a platform and really wanting to deliver a message, like to a college, right, kids, there's a certain way I'm going to pronounce my words. I'm going to take my time. I'm not going to be cussing. I'm not I'm going to be speaking very clear, pronounce my words correctly, and keep it moving. But I'm never thinking it's sounding white. I'm thinking I'm an African American and I have the ability to. They say it's code switching. I say it's not. I say it's having the ability to communicate to your audience. That's what I say. So I never understood the code switching. My mother says, speak correct English, bro.
Yeah,
right.
I didn't think she was switching.
Grant is a great communicator. He's very clear There is a power in being able to communicate and being clear and concise. Everybody understands everything you're saying.
It ain't white. It's not white neither.
Why that would be something that you think is cute to pick on, because it's not cute, bro. You gotta chill.
And I also want to say this, which is, one of the things I think we often create our own mythologies. Correct? And so one of the things I often remind anyone, because we have access to this information, is go watch. There's a great series on. They record almost immediately after sort of the emancipation. Correct. They go and record ex-slaves talking.
Yeah. Right.
And what you hear isn't any of the sort of features of speech patterns we often associate with sort of African-American vernacular English. Now, there are obviously patterns there, but what often gets characterized today is it's more, it has almost no tethering to that, correct? And you don't quite hear all of the features. And so I do think we've allowed ourselves to sort of archetype ourselves into believing this is a particular way of speech patterns. And I'm not saying they're bad or good. I'm just pointing out that maybe we've, and I'm saying we as a royal we've crafted this mythology. We then leaned into this mythology without understanding that a group of people who came out of slavery, who had no formal education, somehow don't have all of the features that many modern African Americans have in their speech patterns. Who have far greater access to education. So I would just remind everyone who have this opinion, and I'm not saying you're wrong or whatever. I would just say you should test your theory as to the extent of what is white, or what is white. And I think you would have a much different thought process on these types of speech patterns.
Yes, super. I think it's just super crazy. I'm tired of people bringing up in the chat.
Hating, bro. They be just hating, bro. They hate the fact that we attract people.
It's utterly disrespectful.
They hate, man. They hate that we attract people with good speech. It's crazy.
So let me tell you what it is. It's intimidation, right? When you're faced with a gentleman that can articulate himself that well, use word in their proper context, you automatically develop an inferior complex because you cannot even match that vocabulary. Especially when the only thing you're capable of doing is WWF rhetoric. Make me in the ring. We want to fight. So you automatically realize that you're not equipped and that you're not adequate for the conversation. This is what triggers that type of behavior, right? It is an inferiority complex because you feel inadequate because you do not have the vocabulary or the ability to articulate yourself when confronted with this type of demeanor. Your WWF rhetoric falls short, and automatically you go to the low-hanging fruit, which is trying to attack, like Chris always say, attack our blackness by means of how we present ourselves. The most ridiculous thing. Who owns a monopoly on how it is to sound or articulate yourself as a black man? Who?
Yeah, and it's horrible, bro. I agree with you because they say that about my kids. All my kids speak, the way they talk. And it was always on. I was like, what, bro?
Same thing.
I said, they ain't feeding into the slang they daddy got. They know better. Their mother was an educator, yo. It's like, this is the way it's going to be. Yeah, yo, I hate that. That's why I get on my nerves. Like, you ain't never heard a person speak right. It's crazy to me.
So my kids experience the same thing, especially on an island that has this heavy Caribbean accent. My children articulate themselves adequately, all of them, right? They enter into debates, so they speak rather formal. Aunt Juju can attest to that. So, so I have a chip on my shoulder when I hear that kind of stuff. I'm trying to level up and maintain a certain above the average Joe stuff, but that type of stuff there, it is the thing that gets under my skin personally, intellectually, and in this community. You're trying to hold my blackness against me because of the way I speak. It's the most ridiculous thing.
Yeah, and it's one of those. It's one of the things where, one of the things I try to showcase to everyone. The inability to communicate actually leads to harm more often than not. And so how do I tend to think about this? Um, when you have a child, especially in elementary school, what children who aren't able to say I'm behind in class, or I don't feel safe, correct, they tend to act out. They tend, because they don't have the ability to. So you think about a young infant, when they cry, if their reason they're crying or acting out isn't because they're bad, is because they don't have the verbal skills yet to say, mom, dad, change my diaper, correct? They lack that framing. It just doesn't exist for
Yeah,
them, and so they're learning.
big facts, Grant. They babies.
Yes. And so you imagine, if you're not communicating with an infant early, we're not talking about just some normative speech, sort of latent speech patterns as happens. We're talking about they're not gaining any of those verbal skills. As they sort of matriculate, they get into kindergarten, first, second, third. That inability to sort of communicate ends up turning into more behavioral problems. Um, and this will continue because these behavioral problems will stack on top of themselves. And this actually goes even further. Once they become adults, they become very difficult in relationships. And so if you are spawning human beings who spent most of their formative years learning, by the time they become an adult, they haven't gained any of those verbal skills that can allow for them to communicate. You're going to just have nothing but clashes. And so we may wonder why segments of the Black community, and again, I'm not saying other communities don't have problems, but I'm not focused on them. So I don't need anyone in the chat to tell me about other groups. I'm not concerned about them. But clearly there are some things that are happening within our community that it can be harmful, in particular to African American women. And I do think some of it has to do with the fact that we aren't developing a segment of the population to communicate their feelings in a way that allows for for their partners or their spouse to be able to retort in kind. And so this isn't just a small segment, correct? This isn't just saying, you got to speak properly. What you're trying to come up with is a way to communicate effectively. And if you don't have those things, and we have large swaths of African Americans who are doing that, that will just show up in adult life. That isn't something we want to continue to happen. And so I just think we need to be more thoughtful about that.
Yeah. Correct. It's about communication messages that we want to present. I'm not sure if y'all can hear me because I'm in a spot. It's in and out. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, you had to take the helm for a second, Cedric, because I'm trying to
No
get out of
problem.
the spot.
All
All
right.
right, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's a great point. And that's why I made it imperative with my children, right? That they were always allowed to speak, right? Articulate, express yourself. We often got into fights because we lacked the ability to articulate ourselves, the cunning to speak yourself out of some stuff. You got stuck, you got angry, and violence ensued. The number one remedy for that was allowing my kids the ability, the freedom to articulate and express themselves. That developed into coherent, concise communication skills. Result is they never, especially my boys, the girls, they into this stuff, they never had but you focus on the boys because there's where the communication issues always lie. They never had to deal with the fights, the confusion. My boys were popular, always cool amongst their friends. It is the outside group that would look at that group of young men that are secure in who they are and resort to comments about how they articulate themselves. And yes, that's why he's in college right now, doing absolutely fine. So make the comments. Go ahead. My kids, I often say, you have the responsibility to determine where your kids' academic success is going to be. I invest enough time and minds and enough energy, right? So that when the other people who don't put that same energy, when your offspring end up mopping floors. Do not complain or say that my kid is on his high horse, because you know the energy and investment that was made before he was born. It doesn't come for free. That hard work is a lifelong commitment. And if you don't accept that and don't understand the reason why we are up here, I'm gonna tie it right back into everything we do. This is volunteering. I don't have to. My kids are successful. I'm putting down a pedagogic course so you could take this to your kids and have them understand and get prepared their mental framework, how to engage with data, how to retain information, filter out the nonsense, so that they can be successful in their academic careers. That's why I do what I do. This is a digital manual in correct reasoning and thinking. That's why I run a lab, put these guys in here to dissect them in real time so you can understand the process. Because your kids, some of them are smarter than you. You need to be able to keep up with them. So you need to learn how to filter out the nonsense. These are the type of words you have to be ingrained in your vocabulary so that you can change the environment that you're in. Oh, so you can change the environment that you're in. So that's why we take what we do seriously. And I'm gonna bring it right back. Do not move the goalposts. Do not shift the conversation. Do not change the rhetoric. Natural philosophers tend to make it up. Methodological naturalism, the agency and the authority is with the data. We don't make nothing up. And we take away your authority to do so. The conversations are different. We are having academically coherent conversations that we can take in front of academics. You all are having a conversation that you have on the basketball court, if you want a different analogy, or the conversations you have sitting at the bar, or the conversations you have in the barbershop. So you can entertain your rhetoric, but leave us alone in our endeavor. That's the whole point. Undermining what we're doing, undermining our incentive and our objective, undermining it with things like paying a professor. You know what level of integrity you're trespassing there when you try to do these things. So you're saying our pure objective, it is your objective to undermine it so that we do not have the impact and the reach that is going to benefit our community. That says something a lot about your integrity as a group. You can have your barbershop conversation. That's okay. But when you attempt and your whole incentive is to undermine the work that we set out to do, regardless of anyone, for the community, that's where the problem is. That's the issue.
You can hear me? Can you hear me?
There you.
Yeah, especially when you don't know what I paid or did not pay. It's crazy as hell, bro. How they know? Was they sitting in our houses? What are we talking about, bro? And if we did, right? right? Right. I mean, come on, bro. Right. Yep, man. Come on, man. That's it. You're trying to undermine our integrity into something that is beneficial for not only their kids, but all of our kids. And to try to undermine that with the complete foolery is what I can't take, bro. And that's that part right there, bro. Like they have no programs to speak up. They have no published works to talk about that's helping the community. They have none of that. That's what get me, bro. If you had that type of opportunity and bring it to the kids, come on, bro. Come on, yo. Why would you stop the opportunity for kids, right, to gain, a wealth of knowledge based off your hate for me? That's what get me, bro. That's what get me. That's what get me. That's the part that really get me right there. That these Negroes actually hate me that much that they forget about, who we really talking to. I ain't even talking to them. Never was. Never asked them into the conversation. Never did. Never said nothing about them. Never did. Oh, Malachi, and it just be crazy. Let anybody on the platform talk crazy. Yeah, man, they gonna always be coons from the moon that came to earth too soon for me, yo. That's never changing, bro. Ain't no getting back out of that. Cause I ain't never did that like that. with none of these nuts on YouTube. I never did that, bro. I tell you what, I grew up speaking proper English, wearing Timberlands, polo shirts, right? And you know what we used to say though? I wish a motherfucker would. Yeah, I'm still on that. I ain't starting nothing. I ain't trying to be none of that, but I wish you would, yo, because I'm not gonna stop. Especially when I know you don't got nothing to stop me with. Nothing but pseudoisms. Oh man, I'm gonna take advantage of that, bro. All day.
Can y'all see? I want to do this real quick. Can y'all see Unc's screen? Can y'all see Unc on the screen?
Yeah. Yep.
What I'm sharing? Can you see it?
See it. Yes. Perfect.
Okay, I'm gonna go play it so y'all can. I'm gonna get this out the way. Sorry, but
no, go ahead. That's good. I was thinking.
How you doing? Oh, right there. So we transmit science to the African American community, and the very nature of science is counterintuitive. And the African American community is very religious and traditional. So what techniques do you use to one transmit science, which is counterintuitive, and how do you deal with a very deep religious community? How do you get those ideas? So that's fascinating.
Okay, hold on. I got the next part. It took me forever to figure this out, so y'all got to bear with me. Okay, there we go, I think. I know there ain't just no picture. No, it's 18. Okay, here you go.
Different communities react to science differently, depending on traditions and cultures, religion.
Y'all still see that? Y'all still see the screen?
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm on
ma'am.
mute. Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
absolutely.
Making sure, just make sure.
Pretty much it. These are the forces operating on how people think. There are many such examples in this world. For example, Islam led the world in creative thinking, in science and math, engineering, biology, chemistry, and navigation. During the golden age of Islam 1,000 years ago, when Baghdad was a crossroads of scholarship, of trade, and it was open to Jews, Christians, Muslims, doubters. Today we would call them atheists. To sit at the table and contest their ideas. And your idea came from this part of the world, and your idea came from that part of the world. And we're thinking different ways, but we realize not all these can be true, and new ideas emerge. The word algebra is Arabic, and it comes from that period. Algorithm comes from that period. Another Arabic word, like the AL word. Alcohol comes from that period. It's another Arabic word. So that's a period where there was tremendous scholarship, and then it all ended. It ended. If you read the history books about it, they'll say it ended when the Mongols sacked Baghdad. Okay? There's crosstalk in the speaker here. Does anybody know what that is? Is there a live mic?
It's off stage.
But the people are laughing like I hear them.
I think it's off stage.
Oh, it was, okay, thank you. So, it's easy to pivot changes in history based on the outcomes of wars. Because of course wars are quite significant culturally, economically, emotionally, intellectually. So many people will say that's why that period ended. However, the Muslim culture rose again after that, especially in the Iberian Peninsula, Spain and Portugal. There's some great architecture there in the Alhambra, but there was no attendant exploration in science. There was no advances in math over that period. The Middle East today is a bastion of wealth of Islamic culture. There's no attendant discoveries in math and science. Nothing coming close to what happened in that period. So what happened? Well, there was a Muslim cleric, Al-Ghazali, rose up and said, here's how to be a good Muslim. Then you can do spiritual things or you do earthly things. You know this math thing that's going on around there? That's an earthly thing. Spiritual thing is worship Allah and Muhammad. There's a shift, a philosophical shift in the culture that turned people away from discovery towards reverence of deity. And part and parcel with that is a statement that, taken singularly, is quite innocent. Okay? You know what it is? It's God willing. Okay? That in Arabic is a very commonly spoken phrase in Islam. But it is so spoken that my read of its consequences is that it has squashed curiosity. Why did the glass fall and break? God willed that. I have someone who taught pilots in an airplane, in a fighter jet. 2 of them were Muslim, others were American. Two were American. They were Muslim, they might have been Muslim American, but it doesn't matter. Muslim was their overriding philosophies, and 2 others were not. And they said, here's a situation where you lose control of the flaps, you lose control of this, so what do you do? And the 2 Americans said, well, we'll try this, and we'll move the other thing. The 2 Muslims said, they took their hands off the wheel and said, Allah is in control. This is an abdication of the investment of your intellect in the outcome of a natural event or a phenomenon. That's an example of how an entire culture can be affected in their capacity to contribute to science. They're a culture that never contributed to science before, you can't blame them. But since Islam already had that legacy, it was something they could have pointed to in their own efforts. And there's no shortage of wealth in the Middle East. It's still not happening. The average person in the Middle East reads 1 book a year. My books are translated into 40 languages. Arabic is rarely one of them. Okay. That's the start. Now, in terms of the black church, there's a difference between the black church and the white church. The black church, we're talking about Christian church here in America. The black church, especially in the South, is about redemption and Jesus and leading a good moral life and celebrating Jesus and through music and gospels. So that's what that is. The white church that is equally as devout, so we're talking about the fundamentalists at this level, they also want to think of the Bible as a science textbook. I've never seen that in the black church. Never. They're saying Genesis says the universe was created in 6 days. Put that in the science classroom. They're knocking on the science classroom door. Has a black church ever done that? No. Science is its own thing. And especially since, while the stories in the Old Testament are fun and interesting and the lessons, it's mostly the New Testament that is celebrated in the black church.
Facts.
The fundamentalist Christians go to the Old Testament and lay down rules in denial of modern science. So, the methods, tools, and tactics for me as an educator are different. The fact that I can even tell you what I just did should be evidence that I've thought about this. I have 4 shelves of religious tracts and texts from all around the world. Okay? When I'm in conversation with a religious person and they want to tell me that the science is wrong because the Bible is right, I can have that conversation because I've read their texts. And here's an interesting fact. I own more religious books than they own science books. That's just a little fact there too. So, as an educator, as a communicator, and not as a lecturer, I need to know what's guiding your thought. Otherwise, I'm helpless in the presence of what you say and think. So I can have a conversation with a fundamentalist Christian, and I can say, in this country, no one's going to stop you from thinking the universe was made in 6 days by an almighty creator. That's one of the beautiful features of the United States of America, the protection of the free expression of religion. But I will tell him, I do not ever want you to be head of NASA. Plenty of jobs for you, but not that. And the day that happens, then we seed, and the day that works its way into the science classroom, we seed our leadership in the world in science. And generally, people understand that and its consequences. So you ask me what to do, and the Black church says that there's no, I don't find the science denial that you're implying. I just don't see that. They might find that they'll hear it, and so that's cool, but I still believe in Jesus. That's fine. 40% of scientists also pray to a personal God. Plenty of people have that coexisting within them. Even Francis Collins, who was head of the NIH as a biologist, was appointed to that position, I think, by Trump 1. After he declared he was a born-again Christian. When did that happen? He was hiking somewhere in the Sierra, was the Sierra Mountains, the Sierra Nevada, and he turns a corner, there's a frozen waterfall. And he just gasps, falls to his knees and gives his life to Jesus in the sight of a frozen waterfall. Okay, I don't think he would have reacted that way if he were a physicist. Because we understand how and why water freezes in exactly that way. But these are people's personal journeys. I'm not. Okay, so watch. He's a biologist, a published biologist, an accomplished biologist, Francis Collins. He oversaw the Human Genome Project. Jesus might be his savior, but he's not saying the universe was created in 6 days. That's all metaphor to him in the Bible. At some point, God breathes spirit and soul into primates, and that's us. Catholic Church is into that. Okay. So there are plenty of religious people who are not taking Genesis as a science textbook. And it can get you into trouble. In 1 Kings 7, any religious people here? Do you know what part of the Bible that is? What's going on in that part of the Bible?
1 Kings 7?
Yes.
Hold on.
Next time you raise your hand, try to have the answer if you're going to do that. Okay. You're pulling rank on you now. See, I'm reading the text. You're religious, but I know more about this than you. Okay. In 1 Kings 7, there's a sentence that can only be true. The value of pi is 3.0. In South Carolina in 1932, passed a law that in the state, pi equals 3.0, because that's the value of the Bible, and the Bible cannot possibly be wrong. Okay, that has consequences, like your bridges will fall. That happens. I mean, so to end this, let me just say, I don't tell people what to do. I don't tell them. I don't tell them what to know. I try to teach them how to think about the world. And I say, if someone says this, ask them this question. Or if you see this, probe it in this way. That's what science is. It's a way of querying nature. And we'll take a couple things. Really good point. Okay. Go ahead. So instead, I offer statements that are if-then statements. Okay? If you want to put the Bible in the science classroom, you are undermining the engine of tomorrow's economic growth. You control the school district. Schools are local in this country. You're strongly religious, you voted religious people into leadership roles. That has a consequence. If you want the religion in the science classroom. By the way, atheists don't knock on church doors saying that might not necessarily be true. That does not happen. Neither scientists nor atheists disrupt Sunday school. That is a literally sacred part of American life. But there they are trying to knock on the door of the science classroom. So I'll leave you.
I don't know what just happened. I'm sorry. Why is this computer glitching? Holy shit. Y'all, I can't even stop it.
All the creator can do. Mess up the broadcast.
It must be a pseudo. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, that's all the power. Creator. That's all he can do, mess up broadcast. When you're killing it.
Damn. Hold on, y'all. I can't even stop it. It's going berserk.
Wow.
That's your PC.
Why is it doing that?
I don't know. It's stuck. Hit Alt Control Delete. There you go.
Okay. Jesus Christ. Ah! Okay. Hold on. Yeah, so I'm just going to stop sharing. I'll try to get that in a better medium so we can hear the rest, but I think I'll get the gist of that. We've been saving them clips. It's been a long time, and we've never put that clip out. But
we still got the interview we did with Professor Dave live. We're gonna put that out. Right?
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff. The New York
museum.
trip. The New York trip was dope. The museum trip was dope. I still got a lot of pictures a lot of video you told me to take of you and Reggie. See how Reggie beating up on who was y'all beating up on the Hebrew Israelites? Yeah.
Beating up and Jabari. I think we beat Jabari over the mummies. I don't know.
I don't know nothing about that. I just know y'all did beat the Hebrew Israelites because there's a great exhibit at the Met on Africa, and then they have the exhibit on Christianity. So it's at the same time, and trust me, it wasn't no black people or Africans in none of the murals they had in the Met. I'm just saying, I ain't see us there. It's very interesting. But go ahead, Bobby. What you got to say about that?
No, I'm just saying it was a great. I mean, he proved the point though, bro. He talked about the social change that went on, just like we said, the shift in thinking and how they got away from the shift in thinking scientifically to the shift in thinking religiously, and how that gravely affected the Muslim world, bro. And that's the point there. It's the shift in the economy, the way you think, the way you see it. Is a shift in it. And that's all we've been talking about. We've been talking about certain regimes and certain methodologies and ruptures and things you should just look the words up and kind of understand what we're saying. So it has absolutely nothing to do with the capabilities or the thinking apparatus of the indigenous people, not at all. And all to do with a shift in the way you think with the knowledge, the way you see the magic, right? The magic hasn't went anywhere.
Yeah.
We have plenty of people with magical thinking. See, that's the point, Juju.
Yeah.
Magic ain't went no damn way, right? People still play magic tricks with the herbs, right? Ladocia lost her son based off of Dr. Sabi's charlatanisms, right? A son that almost died based off of the magic tricks with the daggone herbs.
They ain't went nowhere. The thing is that there's a body of work. That's why we play. We be serious with this. That has found a way to calm down humans or human thinking that would cause you to believe things about the natural world that's just not true. It's a system that kind of slows down your quote unquote your five senses, right? Because your five senses come with is like a satchel of beliefs that come from your brain, right? And that's exactly what science does. It calms that down, right? And I'm telling you now, you will never get it as long as you don't allow, right, the methods and the ideas that we're talking about to work. You need to know how to use them. It's a tool for the community, and that's why we promote it. Simple as that. It's a tool.
Facts. Yeah. I think some of the things I want to point out. Ron, you did ask this question. You got a new Unc.
Oh, my fault. Get that money.
You playing in water or something. I don't know what you doing with your Tonka trucks in the water. I don't know. That's what it sounds like. Ron, this question right here. Can someone give a summary of Nil's response? I think that'll take away if you gave a summary. I think it's an exercise and it's a lesson to see. Like Nil is probably one of the #1 science communicators. He was very careful, to be effective in his answer and to not offend, groups of people. So I think that's something to learn from, right? Yeah, and I think that the answer is within the totality of his answer in that conversation, not just a summary. In summaries, you can miss some things, So I don't think that's fair. JJ, shut up. I don't want you to mention my name no damn more. Secondly, for all those people who say that we hate Black intellects, African-American scientists, African scientists, and expertise, you're wrong. Because we will travel from the ends of the earth to go see a great African-American expert. And we did that. And we enjoyed it. So stop saying that, What was the doctor that we had on here? I forgot her name.
Her name? Oh, Moya Mateo? Moya Mateo?
No. The doctor.
Oh shit, man. Oh, why you put me on the spot? Oh, hell
I don't
no.
remember her name. But what was her expertise in again?
She's a pediatrician.
She's a pediatrician. We had her on. We had Moya McTeer on. We had Soy Keita on. We had just recently John Aiden on. Like,
Come on, Brian. I just hate. He hating you.
Yeah, but I don't think it would be fair if that's all we did, right? If we're gonna say science is a human endeavor, then we're not gonna sit here and be
leave out the Africans.
Or we're not gonna leave out anybody else participating in science. I think that's weird. We're an inclusive community. So I don't know what that's an issue, for anyone.
Juju, do you know how much between you and Chill, how many Black people you've mentioned? We talked about Pan-African, we talked about that, right?
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. Like I'm saying in science though.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like without those countries in Africa, you don't even get the broader understanding of fossils. If the African countries under the banner of Pan-Africanism don't come together, right, and allow people in, right, we're not going to let you in unless you train our people to get the fossils. We don't even get where we at today in evolution.
Same in
Egypt.
What I'm saying? Yeah, same in Egypt.
Oh my God, come on, bro. So
locals. It was the local people that found King Tut, and they told what was his name, Carter, I think, about where it could be. Y'all don't get how that works. It's the local people that have to travel in caravans with the experts to get them where they need to be. They understand the environment. They understand the flora and fauna. You feel me? They got to, because some of those things can be dangerous. Yeah, so everywhere you go, the indigenous people, when we talked about Monument F, indigenous people was definitely involved in that. So it's in any parts of Africa, African people are involved, whether it's the caves, you feel me, whether they digging up fossils, you have local people being involved in the scientific process. So I don't get it, and
No,
I guess
it's all they have. It's all see. I know when you out of bullets, and then you start saying they don't have no black people. I know I won. I know we
that
won.
was I think Tiffany French started that mess, and then I happened to be on Titans Debate League, and she came up there with the same BS, talking about, there's other shows you can watch besides the Pseudo Killers. Like, that's weird energy.
Who said that? Who said that?
French, she got up there on
Oh yeah,
Titans.
she a hater.
When I hit the panel, she hit the panel, and then when I went off on her, how she I can't say that word, but she had all this smoke, how she was going, you feel me? Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about that. But anyway, she ain't do nothing she said she was gonna do. She just walked around like a crazy lady, walked around in circles, looking dumb. And steady talking about how we're not the only channel talking about science. No, we're not. And I've given links to other channels. We've done that. We did that the first year of our Galaxy and Beyond. Where you people been? Y'all don't ever watch the good stuff where we really dropping information. You feel me? We brought a couple Egyptologists on here, and y'all went crazy about it. It's weird.
Wait. No, go ahead. My fault.
What's her name? Shayla Monroe. I keep saying this because when y'all wanted to go get on us about those Egyptologists or the ones who are proficient in the grammar or whatever, y'all raised holy hell. But when we talked about the William Lil Hansberry Society with Deborah Hurd and what's the other lady? Her name out of Nile Valley Collective, Ashby. Y'all ain't got nothing to say.
No smoke for them.
No smoke. That lady sat up on the panel and told y'all no. Yeah, is Egypt black? No. She told
We don't
you
use
no.
those racist terms. She said we don't use those racist terms to define us. It's just Africans.
Y'all have no smoke, and you keep coming for us. Listen, we're only transmitting the information that the experts supply. That's it. We ain't making it up. We can't make it up, and we won't. So yeah, I don't know.
Well, wait. They follow when the white lady said, yeah, based off the one drop rule.
See, she said it. But she said it within context of the 1950s. You can't pick information either, bro. Like, it's just the weirdest thing.
The one drop rule.
Y'all gotta stop. But I don't know what to tell you. But Neil deGrasse Tyson, everyone, like, I don't know how often he does it, but he travels the countries. He gives those lectures. Baltimore wasn't the only place. That was just a good time for us to go, and it was in Baltimore. That's Bobby being a hometown, so
trip.
Yeah.
But hold on. You know what? I can summarize what Neil said in a few words. Don't follow the pseudos because
I'm done.
Your whole country will fall apart.
Oh, that's funny.
Man, that's what I was hearing. I don't know what y'all was hearing.
That's funny. That's funny.
Man.
I bought every book. I have every book of Nils. I got it because I think he discounted though on that link. So I just went on ahead and bought all of them. I got like 2 that are autographed for him. So that shout out to Neil, Dr.
Don't
Neil
we still
Brown.
got that link? We still got that link. I know it's still live.
What link? What link?
The link to the books to get the discount. That link.
I don't know. I thought that was just a limited time. I already got mine. I don't know
Well,
about
I
no.
already had a lot of them, but I need to go get me
Yeah,
some
yeah,
more.
but he did that link then because he was autographing certain books. See, I wanted the autograph book. You feel me? So
Mhm.
down. So yeah, I got about 4 or 5 autograph books, and they autograph for real. You feel me? So yeah,
Mhm.
that's pretty dope. Shout out to Neil. We
Shut
appreciate you.
the
Wait, we got them. We got that autograph poster too. See the VIP. You got that. Your group got to ask a question, so we split the group up so we can ask two.
Yeah, we got it in. That was slick. Yeah, we
Yeah,
hit
we
him with
split
the
the group up so we
hit him
can
with the
ask.
African American style.
Right. We got an autograph
Vance,
poster.
Vance got Van. Hold on, we got three. Vance got a hold on there. We got three.
Vance got a question in. You got a question. The little
And the
boy,
little, yep,
the young man,
yep,
got a question. And
yep.
did
Yeah,
anybody
we got
else?
we got 3 questions and we both got it.
So yeah. I mean, and I think it was a great representation. You know, um, of different demographics of people. Yeah. So those things are beneficial. And overall, people were impressed, especially with our group and Bobby and Vance. Vance asked a good question. I probably got that one too, but I don't know why my computer went berserk. It must have
It
got
went
hot.
nuts.
I guess JJ done prayed or something, done put
The Apple did that.
some juju or something on my shit. I don't know. Yeah, the Apple, the pink one, the iMac.
Really?
Yeah, boy, it went berserk. I
Oh
think I need
man.
a I think I need a yeah, I'll figure it out. But I think we'll play it again. Mm. Yeah,
Yeah,
but that was fun. And go ahead,
Drop
Greg.
that.
yeah. There's a great interview with Neil deGrasse, his mom, with his mom on his channel.
Oh,
Uh, I
nice.
think yeah, I think he's 5 years old. His mother talks. They kind of talk through the process of sort of taking him to how they all each child sort of came up with their own path. But I think it does highlight some things that I think it takes to how to encourage kids who have a particular interest without forcing them into it, and
Yeah.
really nurturing that curiosity. And so I do think it's also a great lesson on how we can approach young minds, especially a mind like a Neil deGrasse.
Yeah. One way is, what I've learned, I missed it this year from my kids, but I'm going to look at all the science centers around us. But usually they have one day that is free for everybody. So, that's a good way to get in, especially, single mothers may not have a lot of money. You just have to take up, a little bit of initiative, use your imagination, and just pre-plan. I know the one that's near me is closed, but they used to do, like, if you had SNAP benefits, that's food stamps. Nothing wrong with it. Wish I had me some food stamps right now. But if you have a SNAP card, you can get into the museum and science center for free, and they have a pretty cute little planetarium. Simple things like that can help your child's mind, that neuroplasticity. We talked about that during the brain show. Spotlighting, different things like that. That helps with a child's brain when you're introducing them to new things. That's why playing classical music or even jazz, teaching them how to learn chess, teaching them how to read music. Those things are really great for a child to open up their interests. But yeah, the science center is my favorite place to go. We have a marine science center. That's a cute place to go. I had a worksheet. I didn't get to do it, but they'll be one of the first things. I'm gonna set up like about 5 or 6 really cool and fun like experiments to do. Like the convex lens is one of them. That's really easy to do. Just need what you need a Sharpie, an index card, and like 2 glasses of water or like 2 vases of water. That easy. You feel me? Um, yeah. So I don't know. It's just
Drop
so
that
many
link.
things you can do. Go ahead.
Drop that link.
Link for what?
Just somebody get on the panel. Ask a question.
Oh yeah. The link in the Discord though.
Oh, you got
Let
the
me
link in Discord?
let me see. Let me see if I can do this. Let me see. Drop that link. Drop that link. Come on.
Get about 10, 15 minutes of questions. Get about it. No, get up here with the foolery. We're not doing that. We're not gonna mess up a great show with the nonsense. Ask your question about anything we talked about, and let's get it. Yep, not doing it. Gonna put Cedric on you. Gonna put you in the lab. Gonna put you in the lab. We got 40,000 people watching. Big up to the crowd. Big up to the crowd. Big up the Preem. Anonymous Preem. Definitely not listening to Babylon Done here, pseudo. Hit that link, Ron Perkins. Keep the question within the context.
Our favorite. I'm gonna share the link, the YouTube link for what Grant was talking about, Neil deGrasse and his mom. So I'm gonna put that in the link for you all in the chat. You could check that out. All right, that's in the chat for you. Peace, Lex.
Hey,
What's up?
shout out to Neil, Afro Americano and Afro Latino, yo. Shout out to him, yo.
I ain't mad at that.
Puerto Rico, ho!
So
Cuba,
that's
ho!
when I say the African diaspora, and I usually always say that.
Hell yeah.
It's part of the African diaspora, African America, African Americans, and the African diaspora. I always say that.
Yeah. Or I like to say the Niger Congo diaspora, to be specific.
Okay, that worked. North Atlantic African Creole diaspora. I got that from
I go on with that too.
Yeah. Perfect. That YouTube link in the chat is a don't start them off. Is the link for the YouTube show with Neil deGrasse Tyson and his mother. I think that'd be pretty interesting. What's up, Lex? What's up, sexy Lex?
There they go flirting. There they go flirting. There they go.
You know Juju's my baby. You know what
Oh,
I mean?
God. Man.
I'm taking Juju from y'all. She's not going to hell with y'all.
Yeah,
That's the reason why I come here is for Juju.
Said I'm not going to hell.
I'm not letting you go to hell with them, Juju.
I'm muting out, man.
I appreciate you trying to save me.
Oh man, he make my stomach hurt, yo. He tripping.
They're gonna send you to the pits of hell, like my grandmother says. Boy, you're on your way to the pits of hell.
Y'all is funny. I cannot.
Man, you going right with us though, because you go to hell for pseudoism against Christ. Right there behind us, bro.
That's funny. Oh my goodness.
We might already be there, brother.
Yeah, you know what? We might get a reprieve. They're gonna say at least they had some sense about the whole thing. They ain't go for the wishy-washy. They're gonna say you tried to flip
No,
and
what they
remix
gonna
the
tell y'all
wishy-washy.
niggas is, since y'all believed in the white man's science so much, here's all the tools and materials y'all need. Get your asses up out of here if you can with all that bullshit.
Oh man,
that's what they gonna do.
Wow,
you niggas gonna be burning with lab coats on.
The whole show dispelled that we only support white man's science. You know that, right? You missed the good stuff. I'm gonna just let you know.
Yeah, I ain't even know science was white, but now that we learned that from you, what's your question, Ed?
The floor
I ain't got no questions, man.
Okay.
Oh, okay, bet, my man.
Hey, you chilling.
Man, my man.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, but I do need to let y'all know that Lex has a book out. Available on Amazon.
I just seen it. The Holy FBA Codex. I see
the Freedom Quickness Bible. And it
So
deals
what?
with a lot of the questions, and stuff in there. You know what I mean?
I ain't
DNA
promoting that.
stuff, but it's
No, I'm not promoting that.
check it
I ain't
out.
looked at it.
The
No,
Freedman's
you breaking
Bible,
the
man. The
rules.
Holy FBA Codex.
Yeah,
Check
I'm
it
not
out.
promoting
Freeman's
nothing.
Bible.
Hey, do not listen to that, yo. I do not support that book. I ain't read it. I know it's full of pseudoisms. I'm not putting my name on that. No, sir. Do not
Nah,
support
I
that.
wasn't asking you to support it, bro. I
What
was
was you
just
doing? You came
saying,
up here selling products that we ain't looked at
promoting it
yet?
myself. I'm promoting
Yeah,
it
all right.
myself. You ain't got to support it, brother.
Nah, I'm
But
not
why
letting you
hate on
promote
a
it
nigga
here.
who
Yeah, I'm
put out a
hating. Good.
500-page
Yeah.
book, man? You
Yeah,
spent 2
500
years writing the book. You
pseudoisms.
ain't got to hate.
I don't believe. Yeah, I'm a hate because I ain't read it. And nobody in their right mind ever lets anybody promote something that they have not checked out. It might not be in alignment with the message we producing there, sir. Just for the record. So
I
send me a
got you.
copy.
That's all.
Send me a copy. Send me a copy, and I'll do it his. I'll do its due justice. How about that? That's fair. That's Paul.
All right.
Yeah, because
That's
we don't need
cool.
to do that.
That's cool.
We don't need to do that in the server, and people take offense to it, which is bullshit. In reality, bro, we're just trying to make sure
First
what our
thing,
people getting is accurate. That's all. That should
you
not
want
be a
to
big deal.
answer? You want to answer some questions, Lex? This is damn, I messed up. Oh, this is your first question, Lex, on the screen. It says, which hell, Persian or Greek, Lex? Which hell are we going to?
Hey, man, they're all basically saying the same thing. That's a silly question, kind of, but it's all the same thing, man. It was just a joke, man. We ain't got to take it that far.
I know
Dive
it's
into
a
which
joke.
hell.
I think they're being funny too. So it's all in light. Whatever science you support, Lex, what has it produced?
The science I support, what does it produce? Well, people like Nikola Tesla have produced great science. Matter of fact, do y'all know something about Tesla that the government actually shut his lab down, confiscated his work, and guess who confiscated Tesla's work? This is very ironic. Donald Trump's grandfather confiscated Tesla's work. Now, why did they do that? Because Tesla was a real smart polymath, not a matrix following dude who just says, this is the way it is. I accept it the way it is. He came up with alternative. He was one of the greatest producers of energy to ever live. They shut his lab down. Why? Because the politics of science. That's the only thing I'll be trying to relate to y'all. The oil business is big. So while if I say free energy, you'll say pseudo, stu. But you don't know that you've been programmed like that by those people who have an invested interest on selling oil for another 1,000 years. That's the only thing I'll be trying to stress. I'm telling you, that the military industrial complex is 100 years ahead of you in technology already. The stuff that's going to come out in 50 years, they're already using it.
Man, shut that dumb shit up.
Now, you
Nobody
see what
trying
I'm
to listen to
saying?
that. Ain't nobody trying to listen to that crazy shit you talking about.
Okay, I mean, that's cool.
What the fuck is you
Juju
talking
asked
about,
me a
bro?
question, bro. I don't know why
Why
you got to
y'all
disrespect
sitting
me
there
to
let
make it
this
so.
nigga ramble on
Come
a
on,
certified
Ken,
Bro,
platform
I'm just
about
chilling
some
right now,
goofy
bro.
shit?
Juju
you see,
asked
You
me a
talking some
you took it
question.
goofy
straight to
shit though, man.
disrespect, bro.
Come on, man.
I asked
I
him
ain't
a
no
question.
respect
All
for
right, I'm
ain't no
quiet.
respect
Hey,
for
bro, go
goofy shit,
on,
yo.
bro. Why you so obsessed
We ain't
with me,
respecting
bro?
we ain't respecting no goofy shit, yo.
We
All
don't.
right,
Get that shit
nigga,
out of
well,
here, man.
Kyle. So
all right.
Get that
that's the
shit out of
thing.
here, man.
Wait a minute. That's the thing about Neil deGrasse Tyson. He won't disrespect anybody, and I think that's like
Yeah, I ain't Neil deGrasse Tyson.
you don't gotta agree, but you don't have to always be hostile either. Okay, he didn't come in here hostile. I did ask a question, and so that's just it. It's all in light and fun. It don't always have to go that way, bro.
Yeah, but we ain't about to let the nigga lecture us on some dumb shit.
He didn't lecture.
Like that ain't did nobody tune in the pseudo killers to say, let's hear what goddamn Lex damn
Well,
Hortex
tell me
had to
what
say
was dumb.
about it. Who wants to know
I
what
don't
Lex
even mind
Hortex got
being,
to
hey,
say?
Juju, I don't even mind being
like,
called dumb. What
like
was
that shit
dumb
crazy.
about what I said, though?
Ain't nobody want to hear this stupid
I'm not
ass shit
gonna
from
call
this nigga, man.
So I was so Lex, my good buddy.
Fuck
I
this nigga, man.
appreciate you coming in today on your best behavior, and And
Yeah, he
today,
scammed us with the Tesla
yeah,
thing,
yeah,
just for the
yeah.
record. Yo, he lied. He straight
I don't
outright
know.
I
lied with
mean,
the
Or
goofy
not.
shit.
I
So,
mean,
so,
so we
so,
can always look it up for ourselves.
Look
I
it
don't
up.
think it's
so,
like
so
we
what
have to
Lex is
take
doing?
people's word on it, right? Just go study Tesla, and you'll know what's right. You'll know what's wrong. But yeah,
JP Morgan
but,
stopped
but
financing
yeah,
because
but
of tail
I will
stuff.
say we are the pseudo killers, and so the things that are said here by Lex particularly are his own views and vision and opinions. Okay, so I'll put that disclaimer out.
Yeah, JP Morgan stopped
I might have to make
stopped the
Lex
financial backing. I can give you the name of the project too, for specifics. The actual name of the God damn, man. Shit.
I mean, I think that'll be an interesting conversation also.
He only has one project.
The Warcliffe Towers project on Long Island failed mainly because of investors, yo. Like JP Morgan stopped funding the project, bro. And the next thing
That's the
is
whole story.
no. You know what I never understand though, Lex? With people like you, why not talk about his successful work? Why talk about the pseudo work that made him go broke?
Why are
See,
you
that's what I really
attacking
like.
me?
I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle
I
talking.
haven't. Juju asked me a question, bro.
No. Okay,
Why are
now
you
what?
attacking me?
Listen, because I'm not attacking. I'm making my point, bro. I'm talking. I'm not attacking you. I'm saying, why is it that people such as yourself promote the
What
pseudoscientific
kind of people
work?
are those?
I'm in the middle of fucking talking, nigga. Shit. The hell wrong with you? And I was very respectful. I was like Sosa, like, bro, you don't understand that shit. Now back to the proper etiquette. I'm simply saying, why is it that people such as yourself take the work of Tesla and promote his pseudoscientific work that actually made him go broke? Why not talk about his scientific innovation that made billions of dollars over time that he walked away from because of his pseudoscientific mindset? Why not talk about that? There we go. I'm done.
I'm seeing Lex.
Wow.
He said confiscated by the Office of Alien Property Custodian.
And it was his uncle,
I got
Dr.
to look into it. Just saying.
Oh yeah. I
What
might have
about
said it wrong.
John
I
G.
think it
Trump
was his
was
uncle.
in there. John G. They say experts, including John G. Trump, were asked to review the material. The conclusion of most of Tesla paper was speculative and not immediately useful for practical weapons. Let me see if John G. Trump was on the damn. Don't give a shit. Fair go. With John G. Trump on the goddamn Office of Alien Property Custodian shit. Let's see if it's valid. Was he a part of this? He said said John G. Trump was involved in reviewing the materials, but he wasn't a part of the Office of Alien Property Custodian who confiscated the lab. So said Trump was a professor at MIT and an expert in electrical engineering. And the government asked him to analyze Nikola Tesla's seized papers of equipment after Tesla's death in 1943. So I think you got some parts of it. You might be putting a little spin onto it. I have to look some more, but I'm not seeing what you see here. Just from a quick glance.
Yeah, that is what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, you keep working.
That's what I was
Be
gonna
fair.
say.
Be
So
fair.
Lex mixes a little bit of truth with a whole lot of lies, because that is the formula of a conspiracy theory, right? So there's a red line of truth in what he's saying, but the rest of it, the fluff and the fabrication around it, like we know for a fact, DARPA is working on technology, and once it's refined, right? Once it's been tested in military environments, they always look for a domestic application, right? So there's a lot of technology that's being developed at that level. But Lex doing that, oh, they got all this technology, and it's all part of the conspiracy theory. Like these
Hey,
are
can
the
I
things.
share? Can I
These are the
share
things.
this with y'all?
So now he's going to go show you a factual thing and then dress it up with his conspiracy theory. He's going to
What
show
you
us
got?
DARPA
What you
working
got?
on it. We know. Go ahead.
All right. So this is just an AI overview.
You
Yes,
got to make sure
Nikola
you see where the
Tesla's
source
work
comes from.
was confiscated.
Yeah, okay. Let me just give you the information, man. Yes, Nikola Tesla's work was confiscated by the U.S. government immediately following his death on injury. Even though Tesla was a naturalized American citizen,
That's a
the
fail,
Office
yo.
of Alien Property,
Yeah.
the Office
His
of
lab
Alien Property.
failed decades after it failed, bro. Tell the truth. I don't know what the hell you reading.
I'm reading.
Huh?
I asked AI, was Tesla's work confiscated? Now I'm reading the
Yeah,
response.
decades later, man.
I don't know if
After
it
it
was
But what?
failed.
decades.
But
I don't think it was decades later. I don't think it was decades
why
later.
don't you want me to read the response? It was immediately after his death. It wasn't decades later. If you
Yeah, it was that.
let me read the
Go
bro,
ahead and read it.
I'm
Go
just
ahead. I
sharing
just read it. We're gonna read what
information.
I just read.
No, you didn't read. It's not what you just read.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Just read
Yes,
it.
It
Nikola
said the
Tesla's
review
work was
happened
confiscated.
decades after Tesla laboratory had already failed and been demolished, bro. It
Brother,
says so.
I
The
have it
historical
in front of
consensus
me. I don't
is
understand what
Tesla
the
lab closed because of financial and technical
brother.
challenges. Donald Trump's grandfather had no known involvement. It say Donald Trump's uncle only reviewed Tesla's papers after Tesla's death. Now, what you saying? Because you scamming.
I
We
don't
ain't
see
got to let you
that.
get that
Mine,
scam
All
mine
off.
right.
saying,
So
mine
let
is
me.
saying something. Mine saying something
But there's
different.
more to it if you let me read it.
All right,
So
we're gonna read the three. Go ahead.
Nikola Tesla's work was confiscated
But I
by the
wanted to
U.S.
cut you
government
off like you
immediately.
did me 3 times in a row. Remember how you did me? See how I feel, bro? Yeah, I'm petty like that.
Sure, always go crazy.
Right. Because I won't be petty like you. I won't be able to do what you do, Lex. See how it is, bro? When you're in the middle of talking, somebody cut in. Right. Let's be gentlemen, bro. It's a gentleman's game. Moving forward, I'm practicing the gentleman's game until you fake me out. Go ahead, brother.
Lex, you don't need to reiterate what Sosa already read.
He
When
might
you
be
just
hearing something different. Let him read it, bro.
All
I got
right, never
time to do
mind,
it.
man. It's all good. Y'all
I
can
want to
move
see if
on,
you're gonna
brother.
read something different, bro. You might have to go ahead. Let me see what you got. Let me see what you got.
Nah, it's all good, but I don't want to mess up the show, man, with all
No,
the
you
contention, bro.
good.
I
Go
was
ahead.
just
You good. Go
I
ahead,
just
brother.
came here. I was actually
Go
just
ahead.
chill. That's
Nah,
why I
get
said
you
I
to
had
read
no
it. Nah,
questions.
come on.
What I'm seeing
Cry me a
is
river.
okay.
Read
Y'all
it.
Listen.
niggas
What I'm
hate me
seeing
that
is
much that I can't
No, we
even come
don't. No,
around
we
and
don't. No.
just
Okay,
chill.
go
It's
ahead.
all
Go ahead,
all
Lex.
right, man.
Go
Go
ahead,
ahead,
Lex.
bro. Like, go ahead, man.
We
Go
don't
ahead,
hate
Hey,
you.
man,
Lex.
I'm good,
Go
bro.
ahead,
May
Lex.
not
Go ahead.
agree, but we don't hate you.
And
I
nobody
think
don't
that's
hate you.
what
Read it. We hate when you
I'm
don't.
Okay.
seeing
You
like what I'm seeing like it was seized
share
immediately
your
after his
stuff,
death,
Lex. Go
right?
ahead.
The idea that it came
Nah,
later comes from.
I'm good with that, man. I'm good with that.
I
great,
can read it.
great,
I can
great.
read it. I want to see where you. I was gonna see where you're going with it. Like I'm following you down a rabbit hole. It said that.
Well, he said it was years. It was immediately confiscated. I'll say that after his death. But
No, read it. I could be
people can
wrong.
do the
Go ahead.
research themselves.
That's yeah.
People can
That's
do the
what I'm saying.
research
That did
themselves.
happen. That happened.
So
It
we
said
can
the
avoid.
idea of
All right,
decades
so
later
it was
comes from.
immediately confiscated.
Go
He
ahead.
want
Go
to
ahead.
go now. Go
You
ahead,
say you
Lex.
ain't gonna do it. Then
Got
I'm
it.
trying to go ahead. Go ahead. Do it. Then I'll
Nah,
go. Go
that's
ahead.
it, man.
Okay,
Nah,
so
I'm good. Go
let
ahead,
me
bro.
I'm trying to
thanks
laugh. I'm trying
thanks.
to finish it out, but you keep cutting. I'm trying to figure. Do you want to read or do you want me to just clear? I don't know what you want
So
me to do, bro.
that was some great information, Lex. We all appreciate that. So I want to make sure we understand. The idea of the lab was not shut down at the time, and that was originally said by Lex, which may have been an error, which is fine. And then later on, it gets clarified that after death, immediately after death, is when his
No,
office
no. He
papers.
did. No, he said it. He said after his death, he used the word confiscated. That's why I remember.
Yes, correct.
After
After
death
death.
was confiscated. That is a fact. It was
Yes,
confiscated immediately
we
after death.
agree. We agree. Yeah, totally agree on that, Sosa. What I'm saying is when he originally said they raided his lab. We can go back and listen to it. I'm just saying we all agree that it happened immediately after his death. Ankh came along and said it was years after the lab was shut down. Those are two separate things, and I think Ankh was addressing that. But we all agree that it was confiscated post death. I don't think anyone disagrees. I just think that there was a slight verbal slip. I'm giving Lex the benefit of the doubt, and then he came back around and said it was right post death. I think we're going over what could have just been a slight slip in him relaying what he was saying. But I don't think anyone's particularly wrong about what was shared here.
Well,
Okay,
listen.
yeah, that's fair.
Seizure was
And I can add.
was immediate, right? The return and distribution, because they seized it immediately, right? Some materials were held and were sorted. That's what I'm reading. Some was held, sorted out, and reviewed for years. Then a leak, the family made claims, so that delayed the release of the paper. That's what a decade later come from, but it was actually seized right after his death. So that part is accurate. The John G. Trump stuff, that's that's kind of fallacious. As far as we know, bro. I don't got no other insight. He was brought in as an expert. He wasn't with the Office of Alien Property Custodian. He wasn't a part of that group. He was brought in independently as an expert because Teflon was talking about he had like a death ray and shit. He was, you know what I mean? So they had to, had to get somebody to come check out some of the stuff. That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
He died in
And then when they
1943,
released the so-called files, it was recorded 80 trunks and it was only 60 when they finally so-called released them, the files they have now. So there's still files that they kept hidden.
You said there were how many files kept? I'll type it in. Let me see if I can find it. What?
The FBI originally recorded 80 trunks of material, but only 60 trunks arrived in Yugoslavia. This 20-trunk gap is the primary source of ongoing theories about suppressed technology. Most of the confiscated documents were eventually declassified and are available through the Freedom of Information Act. Many of the physical originals are housed at the Nikola Tesla Museum in Belgrade, Serbia. However, some researchers still maintain that specific technical papers, particularly those related to wireless energy and advanced weaponry, will never return and remain classified or lost within government archives.
But I don't see none of that, right? And if they didn't release it and nobody's seen it, how do you know what was in it?
Thank you.
Exactly.
Like how do you make
exactly?
Wait a minute.
You made a leap.
I'm not, brother. I'm not making no leaps, bro. I'm not saying nothing else.
You made a leap from unknown.
You had your chance. Now we're analyzing your statement. Go ahead, Sosa.
Yeah, you made a leap from the unknown, and then you started suggesting things that are unknown. And I'm seeing no evidence that they kept any other papers. Like that's what I'm saying. What source are you pulling that from? I don't see any evidence that they did not release any papers.
I'm saying that the government reviewed the papers decades after the man died. The man died in 1943. And I'm saying that the government reviewed the papers looking for like the death ray weapon, right? And all that type of stuff that occurred decades later. Reviewed the come on, man.
So in what he just read, there is speculations that 60 came. Now, when they collected the material, they went through the material and they took whatever they found necessary to investigate. It isn't that what a government does? Where is the conspiracy? Yeah. Where is the hiding? This is what governments do, right? So there's no conspiracy there. The conspiracy starts when you start to assume what was in those files, what was being hidden when it's not known. So when it's not known, it's simply not known. This is where the conspiracy theory comes in. Because now you jump back over to the wall of the noumena where you have no evidence. And in the noumena, where you like to play, Lex, is where you get to imagine stuff. The conspiracies always happen in the noumena where they can use their imagination. Because now you're positing to know or to philosophize what specifically was held back by the government, when if the government held it back, we simply do not know.
We don't have it. You don't have it.
Thank you.
And I'm looking at it too, bro. That's what I'm saying. I don't want no slippage. They did review.
All right, no problem.
They reviewed it immediately. They brought John G. Trump in within weeks to days. Right. This was standard during World War II, when potentially sensitive technical material was prioritized.
Did it go silent or is that?
He had been talking about doing a death ray and some shit. You know what I'm saying? He had a lot of, you know what I'm saying? So this is World War II time. So they came in. See, what happened is the cataloging, the legal handling, and the eventual release of the material took long. That's why the span is so long. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But that's about it.
So maybe that's the mix-up.
Yeah, Lex, but I was with you. I rock with you, bro. So now we still back at zero, bro. We back at zero.
Well, what?
You in the matrix. You in the matrix. Oh, I'm in the matrix. What up, bro?
No, I'm in it. Can you hear me now? I'm saying so. Kent was right, yo.
That sound like that.
We wasted We wasted a half an hour on some fake news, fake Tesla news.
So that all of that, Juju
Yeah.
asked me a question.
No, Lex.
I
That's not the point. The point is when you're up here, you understand the rubric that we operate in. Now, if you understand that rubric, then you understand that we are going to fish out the moment you jump over that Numina wall. All right, Sosa caught you red-handed. Wait a minute, stop. Hidden secret knowledge.
Sosa agreed with some of the things I said, but Unc said that I said nothing but bullshit.
Stop, Lex.
Using Sosa now.
He identified the moment
Why, yo?
that you slip.
He
I don't care that much, bro.
Yes, you
I
do.
don't know
You
why
do
y'all
it for
got
10
like
years.
this hankering to attack Lex.
Nobody
I don't
got no.
understand
You've
that.
been doing it for
Why does
10
everybody?
years.
No,
I can tell
seriously,
you why.
like
I can tell you
I
why. Do
watch
you want to know
people.
why? Do you want to know why? Because you've been doing it for 10 years around me. That's why. That's why. It's 10 constant years.
A lot of
If you
people have
follow
been
me
doing it for
around, bro,
10 years.
listen, bro. So since people don't know why I act like this towards Lex, he been doing it for over 10 years. Lying about, oh man, you running for the debate. That's a lie. Just because you feel like being nice the last couple days, that don't mean shit to me, Lex. Cause I'm on that, bro. Once you activated, I'm on that, bro. You can't play with me. I'm on that, nigga. Once you lie on different platforms about how I'm running from debates after you got beat the brakes off you, bro, you think now you think I'm gonna be nice and play your little fake game, bro? No, sir, bro. I ain't built like that, man. I'm not built like that, bro. I can't turn it off, my nigga. You did this,
You
bro.
still in Atlanta? You still
Yeah,
in Atlanta?
nigga. Yeah, nigga. Say what you mean right now. See? How you get to that now? What I supposed to say to that? See? We was talking about information. We was talking about why we never letting you get that shit off. Then you go ask me, I'm still in Atlanta. Yeah, nigga, so now what, nigga? What you saying? See? See how you did that? Because that's always in your heart, nigga. Hold on, yo. Because it's always in your heart, right? Nigga, we wasn't talking about meeting up. We was simply talking about I'm never allowing you to scam around me, bro, because you've been doing it for years around me, bro. So, and then you slipped it in. Hey, yo, you still in Atlanta? See how you did that, Lex? See what I'm saying, bro? Thank you, yo. Thank you for letting it all out right now. Appreciate you, bro.
So, Ron, we're rounding off the show. We're going to stop at the 3-hour mark. So that gives the show some rewatch value. So I'm giving you the floor real quick. Don't start nothing you can't finish, please.
But Cedric, did I miss that? Did that nigga just say, yo, I'm in Atlanta, or am I tripping? Maybe I'm tripping.
You heard that perfectly well, and that was the moment the conversation.
No. He ain't said to you, though, Sosa. He ain't said, yo, you still live there, yo? I know he gone, but he can hear me. He can go play the download. He can go play the damn download.
Did not say it egregiously either.
What you think he meant, Juju? You know where I'm from?
Let's have a quick question, guys.
I mean, it don't sound like he was like, oh, I want me.
Why you asking am I still in Atlanta? Why you think that nigga want to know if I'm still in Atlanta? The nigga that threatened me before. This ain't the first time.
I mean, it's a new day.
I got a
A
question
new
for
day.
It's a new day, huh? So all of a sudden, because the nigga feel like being nice today, it's a new day. No, it ain't with me. It's us.
Hey, Juju, I'm gonna need you to try one time when I do this. When I do my presentation.
I just got a question.
Ready?
Can I ask my question?
Yeah, I only asked you that.
What you say?
I only asked you.
Why
I wasn't threatening you.
Okay, why you ask me? Why you ask me, yo? If I'm wrong, I apologize, yo. Why you ask me that? Why you ask?
That's what you're asking.
Good. Why you
I
ask?
asked because I'm gonna be in Atlanta soon. I was saying we should sit down and talk on camera, have a conversation in person.
Yeah, let's do that, yo. Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna be there too. I'm gonna be there. Watch.
Can I still ask my question? Come on, man.
Watch.
And he's
I'm gonna be there, bro. Yeah. Let me know when, yo. Watch me be there. On time and on schedule.
Yeah,
Matter of fact, I'm gonna be there.
I'm talking, and I'm not talking about nothing.
Yeah, all right.
You know
Just
what
checking.
I'm
I'm
saying?
checking your temperature.
Like,
All right.
I mean, shit's recorded, bro. Like, I mean, come on. I recorded.
Ron, you got the floor. Ron, you got the floor.
This is a question for Ankh.
Nah, nigga, don't ask me no question today. It's over with you for the day.
Program. It has to do with the show.
No, I don't care. Today I'm not talking to you. Tomorrow we can. I'm
Man,
still mad at you.
don't get this, man.
Calm down, Bobby.
You don't gotta get. I'm not calming down because you played the Holy Ghost on me for 2 days in a row, and then you lied. Nope.
What type of
Ask
show? We
Sosa.
ended the show? We ended the show or what?
Yeah, you might as well end the show then, because he's not going to answer. This is a question
Why I
about.
got? Why? Hold on, yo. Hey, hold on, Ron. Seriously. Hold on, no. Don't end the show. Hold on, Ron. Why I gotta answer the question though,
Do a
Ron?
different show.
Because it's about your work with Dr. Ma'at as it deals with STEM. That's
Really,
why.
Ron?
Yes. What do
You got your fist balled up, but how you say it, Sosa? Sosa got his fist balled up behind his back.
This is what this program is about.
You got your fist balled up behind your back.
No, it's not. What?
All right, go ahead. Watch. Go ahead.
No, the question and the question has to do with the work that you and Dr. Ma'at are doing promoting STEM. The question is your work localized to the Baltimore area, or are you guys planning to move it nationwide? And if so, how? And if other people want to get involved with it in other states, how is that possible?
It's not localized. It's in different states. And anybody who want to participate in the program, they can open up their own STEM camp.
What's the process specifically? What's the process?
We can talk about it offline.
Okay.
Now, what's the joke? What's the stage joke? I know you got it coming.
Thank you, Ron. Appreciate it.
There's no joke.
Oh, so you changed. I see the feathers hanging out your mouth. You know how whatchamacallit always try to eat the bird, the cat try to eat the bird, and you see the feathers in it. I see the feathers in your mouth. I see it.
We had a whole 3-hour conversation about putting STEM in the community and how to do it, how to go about doing it. How can we do it for the community?
Yeah. And that was the whole show. Everybody has a different approach. I put this at.
Well, I apologize, Ron. See how quick I did that? I apologize, Ron, if you weren't scamming. I apologize, bro.
Pedagogic fashion. So it is. It's a long-term project that I'm working on as part of the Pseudo Killers, with the main objective in mind, which is to create and stimulate scientific literacy. That's exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing. It's part of the whole program. Each one of us has our role in doing what we're doing, and this is a starting point, right, from where we all evolve. Ankh has been in this game quite some time, so his role is a little bit ahead of us. Juju is a philanthropist by her nature, and I've decided to dedicate myself to the same endeavor because the literacy, scientific literacy, mind you, I haven't talked about experiments. I haven't been in any lab. I haven't done any of that throughout this whole discourse. It was all about how we think, and I think that is paramount in this discussion. So that's the work we're doing and continue to do. We're rounding off the show. Juju, you wanna you? Oh no, Juju's gonna wait till last. I'm Lex and Ron. Thank you very much. Abdullah, you got the floor.
Gullah, where you at?
You ain't there, man. Come.
Go
we move on, Sosa. Sosa, go ahead.
I ain't
Let
got
him
nothing to
finish
say, man.
sacrificing
Peace,
and
good night,
Satan
we
real
out.
quick. You got to finish up that sacrifice.
Peace, good night, we out, man.
Yeah, Grant.
Yeah, I think one of the things that Neil deGrasse was talking about is how you can go from the peak of the scientific and mathematical world, like this Islamic world did, and then you can just change the way you think culturally, and you begin to sort of set off intellectual bombs within your community, and you can sort of culturally deaden the idea of pursuing the scientific. I think we need to keep that in mind, because I think there are a lot of people who, although under the guise of being pro-Black or Pan-African or supporting sort of Black thought, are often just really curtailing our ability to move past the fantasies of hoping that the Egyptians were doing math and science well beyond our current understanding. That's a shackle, correct? That makes you believe that something has already occurred and doesn't allow for you to think deeply about what can be possible. And so I think you need to fortify our brains against those who just use rhetoric and superstitions as a way of pushing their ideologies. In essence, we can all shackle our brains with these sort of ways of thinking, and we have to find ways to reduce the kind of harm that does to communities that are already affected by a country that often shows its hate for us. So, keep fighting the good fight, guys.
God killer.
You hear me?
Didn't say when we get out of here.
You hear me? You hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I apologize to Ron, yo, if he wasn't on that bullshit. And I apologize to Lex if he ain't on that bullshit. But Lex been on that bullshit for 20, damn near 15 years, yo. So excuse me, yo, for having a moment in time.
Yeah, you allow that moment. The stuff we put up with in this community and the things people say, it eventually leads to at some point, right, that you got your guard up. I experienced that the other night with my brother Black Mill. I was so in my defensive mode that I couldn't actually hear what he was saying properly. So thank you to Anthony and thank you, my brother, for having the patience to stick in there because you understood what was going on. However, we're going to continue to do what we do despite all the negativity, despite all the hate, despite all the unnecessary pushback. The whole problem is, again, I'm going to say it, if you want to have your barbershop conversation, go ahead. There's no need to try and undermine what we are doing because we have distinguished ourselves from amongst the pack, right? From amongst the pack. Doesn't mean that you need to bring us back down. You have carved out your space. Do what you do. We were on a mission from the moment we began. It was never about content. However, I use everything around me. Everything. So when you make that a philosophy, you know what? I'm going to embrace that. I'm not fighting. I'm not arguing. You now have become part of the laboratory. You guys are going to be eventually codified in history. Let me put it that way, as part of the experiment. So continue at your own detriment, and we are going to continue to make strides, continue to build programs, continue to build platforms, and do what we do, right? The mission is clear. The focus and the dedication from everyone around here is obvious. You see now how we dissect individuals like Lex. We're going to continue to download and infect the source code. You're going to have to upgrade your terminology. Whether you like it or not, you're going to go through your cognitive dissonance and then that phase of Dunning-Kruger. And eventually, science is undefeated. So you're right where you want to. You're right where we need you to be, whether you like it or not.
Hey, Cedric.
Sir.
Guess what, yo?
Mm-hmm.
No matter what Sosa say, no matter what Ken say, Juju, no matter what you say, yo, guess what, yo? I'm going to shoot first and ask questions later. And with that, I'm out.
Every time.
Hey, I got a gift for y'all, Cedric. You know, I was sitting around. Y'all know I do a little bit of stuff in techno stuff in AI. I design AI agents myself. And I said, and I was listening to a pseudo killer joint last night. And I went and I said, you know what? And so I put together a whole platform for the pseudo killers, just like it's kind of like a TikTok. If y'all are interested, it's already done pretty much. I can just give it to you or we can work something out. But I designed your own app that you can put in the app store or whatever, just like YouTube, just for the pseudo killers. I did that overnight. But if you're interested, holla at me.
I will. I'll check it out. I appreciate that.
No, you won't. Is a bug in there, yo. Don't take it. It's the Trojan horse. Don't
God
take it.
damn, that's fucked up, man.
Don't take it.
I can't even give y'all an app. Damn.
Reggie, watch. Right. Reggie, watch. Kids. Give me kids. That's high level stuff, Reggie.
Yeah, Reggie, and I heard you been sending shots on the low, man. Snoop Dogg. I've been hearing you, Reggie. We got something for you, man. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
got
man.
something
Keep on
cooked up in
coming.
the lab.
All day, every day. Anyway, folks, thank you for being here again with the Pseudo Killers. This was a hit the button episode. Everybody was on board. Tomorrow we'll be back with another Set Talks. Positive, logical positivism. These are the parameters, all the parameters by which means methodological naturalism is entailed. So that word was a trap itself. It is taking us down deeper and deeper rabbit holes. Each episode, we introduce new and new figures while you still stuck on discussing what Newton was on the in the barbershop. We are continuously developing the curriculum and the understanding within the community. So tune in tomorrow for another Set Talks, 4:30 p.m. Thanks to Juju for the Hit the Button show. Thanks for all the Pseudo Killers and the God Killer himself for being in here. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the like button. Subscribe to the community of skeptics, the family of shows, and see y'all tomorrow. Same place, same time. Pseudo
Black African power. What's good? What's happening? A well-organized lie. A well-organized lie. Defeats a disorganized truth. Every time, who we?
A pseudo gon' die, they saw a pseudo killer, I'm a pseudo killer, intellectual sunstring, hey. I'm a pseudo killer, intellectual sunstring,
You first ask questions later. Already. Man, how they talk,
people bringing misinformation when that information ain't disinformation. That's disinformation. Gotta know the difference in information. Get information with the pseudo killer army hunting pseudo. Cause you gotta train your mind to fight against them pseudo judo. People with the scholarship salute, we give them kudos. But the people with that look of shit, we look and see straight through those like telescope. If you ain't speaking fast, we gotta tell them folks and let them know the truth of. You bringing malinformation to blast, then you the Ku Klux. Like say, don't talk me to death, bro, what the proof of? Good juju chillin', why you wanna go way bad juju up? Shalom boy got the tank in the cut. I'm in Sosa world plotting on the kick though with Kent. Come in Tiffany gave me the pseudo names on the list and said went and got the low. Anthony got him in the scope, Gullah and Gozy. Make sure DNA ain't a problem for them folks, cause a pseudo gon' die, they saw us.